You don't do it standing still. The future is born from audacity, by believing in the impossible and somehow actually doing it. You challenge outdated ideas and institutions over and over again. And then, once you've done that, you ask, what next? Air Wallets, official partner of Arsenal Football Club.
Broken bones, broken dreams, Mark Marquez has risen again.
No one can predict exactly how the journey will go, but we all know the destination. The Premier League on TNT Sports, proudly sponsored by Boyle Sports.
Welcome back, guys. Arsenal's title charge arrives at the South Coast on a huge night at the top of the table. 22 years since they were last Premier League champions. How confident are the Arsenal fans of ending that way on a scale of 1 to 10?
10. 100% 10. Because we're the best team in the league, and in the best set piece FC. Hope we win 1-0 to save a dodgy set piece. 10, because we're Arsenal.
Yeah, I think it'd be an 8. I think the big game for us will be against Man City, although it's not going to be easy tonight.
8 or 9 out of 10. I still think we're the better team than Manchester City. We do have supposedly the easiest run in, and I think we'll hold our nerve this year, unlike recent years.
I'd probably say 7 or an 8. I think we looked relatively solid. A few shaky moments in the last few weeks, but I think we've got the foundation to do it.
Me about 5. It always goes wrong, doesn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we were obviously decent. Obviously, I'm just concerned about the sort of slow build-up. We can go whole half without a shot on goal sometimes, you know, and it's a bit tedious. But the quality's there. You know, I'd like to see them being a bit more proactive, but you know, we'll see.
God, just a 5. Hopefully Mikel Arteta is feeling slightly more confident than that. Why don't we hear from the Arsenal boss now? He's speaking with Danny Jameson.
Mikel, to start with the team that you've named this evening, no William Saliba, why is that?
Well, he turned his ankle against Chelsea and he managed to finish the game somehow, but it was too sore to play today.
So Christian Mosquera coming in has been so impressive when he has deputised. I imagine that must make it a lot easier for him to go in and almost make no difference to the centre-back partnership.
Yeah, it's been great. Mosquera's been great. Obviously, Willie is the partnership that we normally play, but Mosquera showed that we can fully trust him.
The last 2 games, the 2 wins in the league after the Wolves game, how pleased have you been with the response to that Wolves game? It feels like you've won both of those games in very different ways.
Yes, and against 2 very good teams and 2 very competitive games, and yeah, we wanted to turn things around after the feeling that we had with that draw, and we certainly done that, and now we have to do it today.
And coming here to Brighton, it feels like every manager who comes up against the Fabian Hurtzler side talks about how difficult they are to play against. What is it they do in and out of possession that makes them so tricky?
It's a team that really stretch you. They are so comfortable on the ball. They do the process in the first phase so well. They are so comfortable. They train all week, and they have very good players as well. So we know that for every team, when you play Brighton, it's going to be a really tough night.
Best of luck this evening.
Thank you.
Okay, there's the words from the boss, Martin. I wanted to ask you what you feel like you've learned about Arsenal in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, I think they've come under the cosh a little bit, and I just think we were talking earlier, weren't we, off screen, about how you can impact as a defender, and the defenders are so willing to do everything, and it's like, I think sometimes a bit more information to the people in front. I'm thinking back to someone like Lee Dixon, who's seen off 4 or 5 wingers in his time by making sure they did all the work in front of us, acting as a barricade and fill those gaps and those holes, and then it becomes a bit easier to get through. It can become a bit panicky, so Arsenal will want to do the job early, but it's not going to be an easy one here tonight.
Because really, the question that I was asking you was about the mentality of these run-ins, because you've been involved in teams and you've been that sort of that brute force really on and off the pitch, so it's about where your headspace is. So what would you do with this team to get them?
Well, I mean, twice I went into runs. I think we won 10 matches on the bounce in 97, 98. I think it's 13 in 2002. So it is doable, but you have to go into that kind of tunnel. All that noise is shut out. Now there's even more noise. You know, we see that, don't we, in every radio show, every TV show. They've got to believe, though. Hang on to that belief and go and do it. It's not going to arrive at your feet. You've got to go and earn it. No one ever said it was going to be easy, and it certainly won't be here.
Kaz, in your opinion, are they finding different ways to win, and what does that say about them?
I mean, if there are 98 goals in all competitions, I know we talk about all set pieces and they're pragmatic. I've said it for a while now, they're a risk-averse team. A lot of criticism around their set pieces, but ultimately, don't give corners away of the opposition. Actually, goalkeepers need to be braver and defend it better and find different problem solutions of how to deal with these situations. You can't knock Arsenal for finding a way. It's an opportunity, and any other team hasn't explored it in the same manner as this team, and he finds himself winning games and finds himself at the top of the Premier League for it. I can't knock him for it, Laura.
Football changes, doesn't it, over the years, Martin? Yesterday in the press conference, Arteta was asked about this, and he's kind of asked relentlessly about set pieces. He said the game's getting more difficult and evolving as a result of that. They're getting stick for their style, the way that they do things, but is that just a consequence of evolution in football?
Well, it was already there before, wasn't it? I think what you're saying now, the very best teams do the set pieces well also. It used to be, to pick out, obviously, Stoke, a Delap throw, you know, people would look at that and say, right, OK, make sure you're on top of it for the set pieces. The good teams, the flowing teams, the Wenger teams didn't really concentrate too much on set pieces, but this team does. And it has to, because that's the way the game is evolving right now.
I think the thing is, Laura, we'll find out in the next 2 weeks about Arsenal and maybe the Premier League teams when we go into Champions League, because you're facing Barcelona, PSG, Leverkusen, Atletico, Real Madrid. Are we pragmatic? Are we ahead of the curve? Are we actually having to press a reset button and thinking we're off it? But at this moment, they're leading in terms of the Premier League, but in terms of the rest of Europe, we'll find out where our style is.
Well, we've still got 6 teams left in the Champions League, so I think that's evidence enough. That
but we're playing the top elite now in the next round, around the 6. That's where I think the test will come.
But Arsenal have beaten Bayern Munich. They've beaten, you know, how good you need to be to prove. The thing is, the competition changes now, doesn't it? It goes from a league competition to a knockout, and there's major jeopardy. How do you handle that?
OK, they're going to continue that argument, disagreement, off screen, and we're going to pop to a very quick break. It is, of course, a pivotal night, or could be really, for the fate of the Premier League title, couldn't it? Some might scoff at how Arsenal are doing things at the moment, but they are finding ways to win games, and that's what's important. They're going to continue to try and do that tonight, with Manchester City breathing down their necks. Kick-off here at the Amex is coming up next, guys.
With football, there's a lot to consider. The Premier League on TNT Sports, proudly sponsored by Boyle Sports.
TNT Sports, powered by BYD.
It's bet builder time for Josh. And he goes to great lengths to build his.
3+ shots. That's my gut feeling.
Very reliable.
I've got some difficult news. I'm betting on us to lose.
Look.
You seen the odds?
Bet builder. You build it. We give you a free bet every week of the Premier League season and a big boost every day. That's Satisfaction from Ladbrokes.
That's 130 for the night.
How? I paid 210.
Trivago.
But what if I like to use my loyalty rate?
It's on Trivago.
Well, I like to book directly with the hotel.
That's in there too.
Trivago compares hotel prices from hundreds of sites, so you could save up to 40%.
I thought I got the best price on my favorite site.
Do I really have to say it again?
Hotel Trivago.
Atlas Lidl, we know the value of food can't be found on a price tag. It's the smell that wakes you up with a smile. Your nan's favourite that you made just because she's your nan. And long laughs on long evenings. At Lidl, we know the real value of food. It's not just what you pay, it's what you get back. Lidl, more to value.
With Funding Circle, you've got a team behind you. We are ambition.
Our backing makes the difference.
We are resilience.
When the hits come, we bounce back.
We are opportunity.
With support, half chances become game changers.
With fast, fair and hassle-free finance, we back businesses to win. We are Funding Circle.
How do you build the future? You don't do it standing still. The future is born from audacity. By believing in the impossible and somehow actually doing it. You challenge outdated ideas and institutions over and over again. And then, once you've done that, you ask, what next? Airwallex, official partner of Arsenal Football Club.
The F1 is about to start.
Doritos, official partner of Formula One. Try new Doritos Golden Sriracha flavour.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Suggesting that skipping breakfast is best.
Have breakfast.
Skip breakfast.
Knowing what's good for you is confusing. At Alpro, we keep things simple. Plant-based goodness, enriched with 5 essential nutrients like calcium, iodine, and vitamins to get the morning started. Alpro, healthy made easy.
Our advanced eye test checks both your eyesight and eye health, so you never miss a thing. Vision Express. Step out with confidence.
Obviously.
It's raining so hard. Looks like it's gonna rain all night.
Pretty good, right?
For over 500,000 investors, the penny's dropped. Pay a low flat fee instead of a percentage and keep the money you make. Interactive investor. I think, therefore I.
Sell your car on Motorway, sponsors of the Premier League on TNT Sports.
5 Premier League matches on TNT tonight. We've got the title race covered. Arsenal are in Brighton and Manchester City are up against Nottingham Forest. Villa take on Chelsea, and what's also turned into a huge night for the Champions League spots. West Ham continue their relegation fight at Fulham, and they're all kicking off in just a few minutes' time. And at 8:15, it's a big one from St James's Park, Newcastle against Manchester United. What a night of football. You can watch 4 matches simultaneously via our multi-view feature, exclusively available on Discovery Plus. Now on the 26th of March, TNT Sports will move from Discovery Plus to its new streaming home on HBO Max. As well as all the sport you love, you can also find the most talked about series like The Hit, White Lotus, plus hit movies like Superman and Sinners, all of that under one roof. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now for a bit more information on that. Okay, here we go. The light show has kicked off here at the Amex. What a lovely atmosphere it's building up to be. And what a great game we've got in store as well, guys. But Fabian Herzl, he might have his stopwatch out because he's saying, listen, guys, if you add it all up, Arsenal have been spending the most time on corners. And he says he hopes the officials are going to police that a little bit better, Martin.
Yeah, perfect timing. He didn't say that when he was playing against Brentford recently, who are also very good at set pieces. We've already seen more goals scored from set pieces this year, 138, than we saw the whole of last season. Everyone is doing it, but tonight he mentions it. Yeah, of course.
Swallow the stats,
No, it's all about research.
No, look, he's right. Look, Arsenal take their time, but they're not breaking the rules. They're bending the rules, and that's what it's there to do. So why not? And it's been successful for them. Like I said, teams have got to adapt to that.
I do feel though it does create a drama, doesn't it? And you're
What, me and you?
No, you're marking your man in the box, and the longer it takes, it all gets a bit tetchy, and then wow, Arsenal find that yard and score.
I love it. Oh, where's the toothbrush? Here we go. The Arsenal fans are ready. Getting up to speed and getting up for this match. match as well. Listen, everyone here is really going to enjoy this build-up, but who's going to come out on top tonight? And hopefully there's a few goals from open play as well. Let's get you over to your commentary team, because the teams are there in the tunnel and ready to get out onto the pitch here at the Amex. It's Arsenal against Brighton here at the Amex in Brighton. And let's get you over to Sam Matterface and Lucy Ward.
Thank you, Laura. Good evening, everyone. Make sure you sit in between those two. The latest stop on what Arsenal hope is a journey to glory is a trip to the seaside. But Mikel Arteta and Arsenal know that a jaunt to the Amex Stadium is no holiday. Brighton have taken a break from their mediocre campaign to put together back-to-back wins for the first time since November. And their home record is one of the best in the top flight. Well, the seagulls may be circling tonight, but as Martin has been alluding to, there have been those already picking apart Arsenal's campaign. But it's worth remembering that Mikel Arteta's team is 6 points better off than last season and are 5 points in front of Manchester City, who are about to kick off as well. They've only lost one of the last 14 Premier League games, and every time they've suffered the slightest of setbacks, they have responded. Well, the spine of the Brighton team that took on Nottingham Forest and Brentford, Dunk, Milner and Welbeck had a combined age of 109. The three that come in for them today are 22, 23 and 28, giving it a more youthful feel. Carlos Baleba, Jorginho Ruta and Olivier Buscali come in. Diego Gomez has come in to the fore recently. He started the scoring on Sunday, and after honing his trade alongside Lionel Messi in the MLS, he's now thriving at Brighton. Matoma is looking for his first goal at the Amex since May.
Brighton are brave, they play with energy, quick combinations through midfield, and they want the white players high and wide and try and create 1v1s versus the fullback. They've been recently struggled to convert any dominance in possession into clinical chances, but they have been better the last couple of games and produced really good results.
Arsenal know that any slip will be seized upon Mikel Arteta. Determined to show no weakness, they have the depth to deal with the absences, with changes expected from Mansfield on Saturday. They are limited tonight. 9 of the 11 that edged past Chelsea make the cut. Clean sheets have been harder to achieve recently, and there's no Saliba tonight, which suggests it might well be a little bit harder. But Mascara comes into that imperious defence. Ødegaard is missing as well. Eberechi Eze plays again, looking to create for Victor Gyökeres, who is 5 and 7 on the road.
Arsenal continue to play and stay at that high level this season, despite the injuries to key players. Even under Lennart Strong still managed to grind out results. They've been so impressive. This barrage of fixtures in all competitions, and this is another tricky away game that they're going to have to get themselves through with the right team that are finding form.
Well, a year ago today, Olivier Buscali was in the PSV Eindhoven team that lost 7-1 to Arsenal in the Champions League. It's only his second start in his last 12 Premier League games. Darragh has been absolutely superb all season. He makes his 100th Premier League appearance for Arsenal tonight. He produced another wonder save on Sunday afternoon from Alejandro Garnacho. That save meant the Gunners' lead at the top remained 5 points instead of 3. Well, managers are never really free of pressure in the Premier League, but Fabian Herzl is standing with the Brighton fans. Had waned after a run of 6 without a win. 6 points from the last 2, though, have helped, and coincided with him leaning on more experienced players. Mikel Arteta may be one of the Premier League's most animated touchline tacticians, but he's handled the pressure of leading the league for 160 of the 200 nights of the season for the family. He says he has a strong heart and it can handle the pressure. Well, now he has to ensure that his team negotiate the latest hurdle in a similar manner. And Lucy Ward, the former Legionnaires striker, is here. How do Arsenal take care of business tonight?
Very bright start with the start.
Away games to score goals, but it's an important game for both teams.
Shut up, I was going to
A little bit of attacking movement going, and they'll want the tempo high to be pressure.
a few things to think about this, he as Chelsea did on Sunday.
Usually, quite as good at defending set pieces, Arsenal wasn't a good performance, but they won. That's the most important. When they've got games from a midweek weekend, consistency. Because better can see it's just about trying to over the line in terms of performances.
It's been pretty superb, really. Settled the nerves with back-to-back wins in the grudge matches with Chelsea and Tottenham. That's just one of their last 13 away games.
I think when they've lost Sam as well, they've responded straight away. I think this team mentally is very strong. Arsenal, they have the resilience and the work that he's put in over the years. And benefits of the coaching, the recruitment, produced an excellent squad.
There's an example of the recruitment with Mosquera coming in tonight alongside Gabriel at the heart of the defence. That's a giveaway by David Ryan, he's straight to the label.
Oh!
Retreating Gabriel saves the skin of his goalkeeper. What a big moment that was.
Brighton, wow.
Yeah, this is all about concentration. Actually, Friday started on the front foot. Arsenal a little bit low tempo and
David Ryan, that's it again. Villa, Aston Villa. One nil Villa. Ah. Oh. Well, I haven't got the red card in Newcastle. I think they're red cards. Get in there, Chelsea. I'm not getting that one.
Just need to connect a few passes.
There's been a little bit of tension around here because of the poor run that they had, but the crowd with Fabian Hurtzler on Sunday, they team were probably a little bit better actually in Brentford the week before when they played them off the park, but there were some flashes of brilliance, moments of when they were displaying just what they're capable of against Nottingham Forest.
There's never any knee-jerk reaction above Brighton. They know what they've got with Fabian Hurtzler, and it's not riding those periods where they're not getting the performances on results.
That's what it is.
To send the ball over the top. Interesting to see how he deals alongside Paul Van Hecker with Eucharist tonight.
There's that physicality. They're not the most physical team, that back four, if you look at them. So that's where Arsenal try and target.
Tonight, one of them is up to a quick start at Villa Park. Douglas Luiz, January signing for Aston Villa. Unai Emery has put them in front in what is a crucial game. A race to finish in the top five. TNT Sports 3 for that one. Just had a goal to light up the Amex Stadium very early here after a poor kick out from David Ryan. Chelsea on Sunday.
I just think he wins himself into the ground at every single game, doesn't he? I think
that's good for him. Lovely touching to Saka. Second bounding into the box. He's got Eucharist in there. He looked for Martinelli coming in at the far post, who was just a little bit further out.
I'm not sure if Ethan knew there was nobody behind him there. They do leave a lot of space behind Brighton. So as soon as they saw that straight ball forward.
Season. Makers going to enforce a 5-second rule next year, which is going to impress Fabian Hurtzler. into there.
And he already saw the movement, Saka, who was onside.
Oh, good save.
The ball
Oh,
was
it's a
great.
good
And
one.
I think he thought that Martinelli was not going to be inside us, perhaps.
Live as
Inside,
hell.
but he had no idea where Martinelli was.
Reaper's an interesting one, isn't it? Because he was repurposed just over a year ago as a right back for Fabian Hertzler's team. And a foul here.
He brings others into it. Score a lot of goals, but he creates for other people. Straight out of play. He's underemployed recently. His role has diminished in the team. Earlier in the season. Place of Danny Welbeck tonight for Fabian Hertzler. Capio. Squeezed up behind Diego Gomez. Handball by Capio, but the referee. That's encouraged him to come forward. Shuffled out wide for Bukayo Saka to take on Danny Olmo. It's a shot away.
Ah, go Arsenal. Bukayo Saka.
It's Arsenal's 99th goal of the season. And it's only taken a matter of moments, less than 10 minutes for Arsenal to get in front.
Typical Saka goal. Every time we've seen it, we haven't seen it too many times lately, but that is trademark from him. Gets it out wide right, comes inside and is left on. Not sure whether he got a touch here. Somebody. A little bit of a deflection. Maleva just recovered back into the box, but it's worth an effort. Such angry bodies in front. I think he just put the Bruggen off. See more from here. A little bit of a touch. Centred it away past the goalkeeper, but just shows the benefit of shooting. Could go off absolutely anybody, end up in the back of the net. Good start. They've been under pressure the opening couple of minutes. Then all Arsenal, and then a goal.
It's come off the inside of his right into left of the Bruggen. Unfortunate goal for Brighton to concede.
There we go. 67.
Perfect start to the night for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta.
This is beautiful. It's hard to do
Scored in the running.
Usually 10 goals against who knows reasonable bottle. This stage I can see.
Mascara.
Yeah, he's got a
I think
battle
it's
with
finally
during this evening, so just needs to be a little bit careful now, Mascara.
Go.
Sponsors returning once again. The emergency action was taken by that
City got the ball. 8 points clear. 8 points. City got the ball.
tonight. Perked up by that early goal. Bit of set-piece defending to do here, which caused them a little bit of bother in the weekend match at the Emirates. Towards that near post, it's Gomez who flicks it on. It's got a little bit too much on it, Diego Gomez.
Yeah, the opening 2 or 3 minutes, they had opportunities, and then when you play a team like Arsenal, you give them a chance, and Brugge will look at that and be disappointed. It was travelling, it did get a deflection. It was a great start on this team.
Different things could have been hit that goal, cleared off the line from Baleba. It's a mistake by Kevin Ryan. Here's Martinelli. The better of Piscaglia, who does his job. Baleba. He's given the ball away again. The crowd noticed that. He's got it back thanks to a bit of help that he was given by Pascal Gross. Still carrying it. This is Gomez. Jorginho also wants to drop into a number 10 position. It means that Mitchell would have to run beyond him at the times the blind men have gone around the corner as well and tried to get in front of Jorginho, but he's an out-and-out point man for Brighton tonight. Arteta knows that with the new Manchester City are in, there's no margin for error, so getting off to a great start. It's just what he ordered. That's the way the table stands up. They played a game more than Manchester City in the UK, that was rearranged because of the Cup final, which they dropped points in against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Manchester City's match against Crystal Palace is yet to be rescheduled. No slip-ups, no setbacks, no standards being allowed to drop. The other fans when they've got less than 6. Early goal tonight. Saliba.
It started well.
Won it back.
It's worrying. Did they win?
Number 2.
It's
Kenny. Goes with the deep ball, looking for Gomez. It's not sent back to Mecca. Return. Just gone down the outside, but they've got to try and find Edgewood instead. Comes back towards Gomez. There is a bit of holding going on inside the penalty area.
Rice did well there, just trapped the run. Into it, forward, but they won't let you off the hook, Brighton. They'll keep going, particularly at home. They'll commit bodies forward and get the ball into the box.
They are one of the teams that make a habit of coming back from deficits. They gained 14 points from losing positions this season.
Yeah, this is a terrific ball. So on the foot from Matoma, but he was running into that gap. Pinchel won and Rice did his job.
see why there was a little bit of concern amongst the Arsenal support when they thought that Saliba and Rice might not be in the starting lineup tonight. He has the joint most appearances of any Arsenal player this season, Declan Rice. He's one of the linchpins. Zubamendi, it's been another one of those. Gabriel.
Protecting that central area of the pitch, so the four wide, Arsenal, the spaces, and in that little inside channel as well.
It's an interesting season. We're hoping to shine at Wembley in just over a couple of weeks' time when Japan take on England, but he's a proper talent. He's been almost perfect apart from maybe the consistency with his last action, that moment in front of goal or the final ball. His defensive work, his work off the ball, carrying the ball, getting stuck in. His creativity largely faultless. This is Gomez. Boscali. Cariolo. Trying to get it clear. Cariolo has sent it down the corner, looking for the return for Jorginho Ruta. I think it came off the Turkish international rather than Arsenal defender.
He was skimming along the floor, I think, Cariolo, trying his best to get out of the way, but it's good play, using Rotella as a focal point, but he's ready to block as well, but again, they work the ball well into the box, Brighton.
Frustration from the home fans because once again the Brighton fans accusing
Ah, Phil Parkinson's there.
wasting a little bit of time.
Oh, it was Brexit. Are you bothered to win Chelsea? We should play them this Saturday in the Cup.
It's frustrating for a home team, but as an away team, it's
Oh,
something you need to do if the team wants a bit of momentum. And they've got the ball, they've got possession of the pitch, and they get right up there, and the structure is high, so if they do lose it, they're in a place to win it back again.
Granite-like on the road. They've got the best away defence in the league, Arsenal. They've conceded 13 times this season. Who's cemented himself in the starting 11 now. He's on his best run of starts, 5 in a row. He's playing pretty high up, almost as the main striker tonight, rotating with Jorginho Ruta. He's an amazingly versatile player, a tactically flexible player, Lucy.
What's interesting for him is that if you need him towards energy to go beyond, as soon as Ruta drops, then you need runners. He's done it every single time so far, so he's got the energy.
Good touch by the keeper. There is Hitchell trying to take on Gabriel. He gets across his man. All of a sudden, Brighton just building up a little head of steam.
try and play with it. It's worth taking the risks.
Over. Newcastle with his first effort of the evening. See here, the action areas over the last few minutes just shows you the momentum has shifted in Brighton's favour, and they are a very good home team. Only Arsenal and Manchester City have lost fewer games at home than Fabian Hursley's team.
Just encourages them to be high, whether it's they've got the ball or they haven't got the ball. And just try and keep possession, have those runners really well drilled patterns that suit to their play when they've got the ball.
It's been particularly easy to be a home fan because they've drawn a lot of games this season. They do have so many offensive weapons that can cause problems.
You end up unbeaten for periods of time. You don't lose a little bit. Trying to get yourself into Europe, get yourself into the top 10.
You see this as an opportunity in the early part of the season. They felt that there was an opportunity to grasp a European place for a second time in their history. To the top 10, but they couldn't have hard to do that. It's the best team in the land. Here's the goal scorer. Combination of Pascal and Gross.
Right, it's 7:53.
Hold on to it, finds Declan Rice. Capie.
Or Semenyo. Ah, when does Semenyo do that? Very rarely does he do that offside. Offside for that. Where have you seen Semenyo blast it over?
Those positions there, so no scare had it. It's about looking forward, finding somebody in the space. Really quick to press in that central area.
Puts the ball back. Becker. See from Verbruggen. Crucial was it. This time.
It's the pattern between those two actually.
Just as I speak on Forest, they're through.
He started quickly, must have been guilty of slowing it down. Very not a popular man inside the Amex Stadium. He always has been, even when he was at St Pauli, he was exactly the same. That's going to be a fun dugout to be down one side tonight. Those two going at it, both of them are at it now down there in the sidelines. There we are, have a chat. Think they'll have a drink afterwards, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Always happens, isn't it? I mean, so much on the line, isn't it? Arteta.
felt as if Fabian Hurtzler had been putting it into the mind of the officials about how long Arsenal were taking over restarts.
There is a reason why he mentioned in the press conference and in the pre-match, just to plant the seed. I mean, subconsciously perhaps, but listen, you've got to do what you've got to do to win. That's the point of view. That's a fan point of view. Who cares?
Declan Rice on this piece. To force the issue. So Mendy gets it really quickly to Perez. He's back at Brighton. He's picking up from Arsenal, but come off and couldn't deal with the other end. The problem that Kepier dealt with quite well.
It's so well done. We'll look for the gaps. Themselves forward and themselves out of shape.
Just the chances that fell to Chelsea throughout the game on Sunday. 4 consecutive league games without clean sheet. There's always been a pretty robust defence. There's some space to operate in here with Urian Timber. Not the winner at the weekend. Been able to operate in different positions and play central midfield or replacement on the right. Number 10 is playing on the left-hand side as well. It's his 50th Premier League appearance tonight. So it's a set piece for Arsenal. Premier League set piece goals already. You've got his delivery, you can understand why. Rice. Test for the winner was just a little bit too much. Talk this week, hasn't there, been about the corners and the set pieces? They scored their 15th, 16th corner goals of the season at the weekend, which equalled a Premier League record. They had 21 set-piece goals overall this season in the division. It's the most. There's been a bit of a debate from some of the big characters up and down the land discussing whether or not the Premier League has got a little bit too set-piece reliant.
Oh. Sebastian scored now. Back to 5. Back to 5.
Player like Terry, and he's stupid. He's going to put himself on Mosquera as much as possible.
He wants a second yellow card there, Fabian Hurtzler. Spatella. Now Bentley quickly forward to Martinelli, but Vipa has got back and across the Brazilian. Next a bit of defending by the Ashford.
And the other one as well, Gabriel's taken such a responsibility already tonight. He's the one that gets it in, he's the one that blocks, more so than usual.
That's something. 5 new goals to lose.
Even the officials, I think, here.
That will start.
Just a second. Tomorrow night going to be at Tottenham Hotspur's brand new stadium for their game against Crystal Palace, 7 o'clock, TNT Sports 1. Igor Tudor in charge of Tottenham Hotspur. Crystal Palace defeated over the weekend, both teams defeated over the weekend. And Crystal Palace still basking in the glory of winning the FA Cup last season, but no longer involved this time around. The FA Cup 5th round is on TNT Sports, and what a fantastic weekend of action we've got. Wolves, Liverpool, I've seen that movie recently, I think. And Saturday, Mansfield, Arsenal, can't wait to get to Field. Chelsea goes to Hollywood, take on Wrexham. It's Newcastle against Manchester City, and Sunday is another bumper there match, and we finish on Monday night with a draw as well from another stadium.
Just watch that again, and as Ruta fell, he just caught Zubimendi's inside of his knee, I think it was, as he fell. Absolutely 0 in 10. He's trying to win it, but just as he fell, he's clicked up and caught Zubimendi.
The combination of Rice and Zubimendi have become essential to Mikel Arteta. Not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. Mikel Arteta yesterday talking about the chemistry, the relationship between the two that they've built up. I mean, he must be absolutely exhausted, Zubimendi, because he covers more ground than anybody else in the Premier League.
Running against right. He works on that central midfield, frees Rice up a little bit as well to attacking sense.
Arsenal temporarily down to 10 players. Receiving treatment, he has to stay off the pitch for 30 seconds. Van Hecker.
Getting good positions.
Manchester City have got in front themselves, and Antoine Semenyo, who has settled in rather nicely to the Etihad Stadium, has opened the scoring over on TNT Sports 4. You get the feeling that these two are going to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe from now until the end of the season.
It's who plays first in some of these fixtures. Yes, they played at the same time today. It will happen in the season now. Again, one of them will play through the other.
They'll certainly play at the same time on the 18th of April. Could be decided. Zubimendi is back on now. After his collision with Jorginho.
1-1. Chelsea
invested to get to this position, to be the leaders of the Premier League. They want to maintain that till the end of the season. Here's Pascal Gross. Ruta trying to get beyond that Arsenal defence, but it's away by Zubimendi, and there's a bit of space here for Gyökeres. He's no on his own, but he doesn't mind that.
Not managed too many times to get Gyökeres in behind, in space, which is why he was responsible.
year by year. And it's worked out exactly as they presented it to him on day one. Here's Hinshelwood. Rita. Gomez trying to catch up with Ryan.
Rita putting himself on the scale. Just engages Nicky Battle.
Suggests that Carlo Matoma is unlikely to be able to track down David Ryan.
Absolute superhero if they do that.
In a battle like that. It was Arsenal who scored early tonight. Brighton have been the ones who have been getting off to fast starts in recent matches. Standing up on the outside of Kadioglu. Has been penalised for the foul.
Sneaky up there is a little bit earlier than that to nick the ball away while those two battled. Yeah, they're sort of duels all over the pitch. Really interesting. Gets the better.
Seagull on the score sheet. Just another one. Chelsea one. João Pedro, who 10 minutes ago before half time, has equalised for Liam Senior's team over on TNT Sports 3. Last dispossessed. Jorginho Ruta steaming forward. Finding Matoma. Not a great tackle though to recover the ball from Declan Rice. An excellent march back into the thick of things.
Absolutely surrounded on the touchline, right, and Taylor come away with it, but just watch his recovery, he just knows exactly where to recover, he didn't have to go to the ball, straight to the man, timed his tackle, brilliant, actually, he did very, very well initially as well.
Fabian Hurstler's upset because they've changed the kick taker. Almost 3 times. Gabriel went to take it, Zubermendi dropped, and then Raya did eventually execute the free kick. Shortly, but manages to squeeze it out to the Japanese international Matoma. Get past Mosquera, leaves it for Matoma, tickling in there.
We just don't give you a minute, Brighton. We haven't got into any sort of food rhythm of passing Arsenal because they have to do a lot of defending, and when they do win it back, right in the faces.
We're getting a little bit of a flap about the time-wise thing.
Gosh. It's amazing. How can you see everything with you? Or maybe they actually are seagulls and they've got
They're actual heads. A bit more movement in front of him. Eventually he's trying to switch that out to Vifa, who got up high, but Incapio got it away. Baleba has nipped in. Vifa. Not as good as that happened in recent season, but I don't think any Seagulls fan would tell you any different. But team that when they play these big boys can raise their game. They've taken 4 points on Manchester City this season. It's Hinshelwood.
See what we got.
Against Brighton, lock on high up the pitch, they move the ball quickly, they work very, very hard, it's very aggressive. Press, counter press. Relentless on the volley.
work for Gabriel is there again, and he's been pretty much
Very good.
the solid man at the heart of that defence tonight.
Check it. Haaland.
Having Raya's goal.
Just haven't managed to
How
progress
do you
on the
know?
pitches. Centre back area, the back four, Arsenal. A lot to do with how Brighton defended against them. But it's more than just Saliba. Just need to find solutions to that.
Is as good as anything the country. Bueno, Fernandes and his favoured role with the 10, kicking the left, and as we already spoke about, the
Offside.
inside Šeško.
Still.
Well, the goals have dried up for a few in black and white stripes. It was 1 in 19 for Nick Voldemar, 1 in 12 in the Premier League for Anthony Gordon. And
Offside,
Marty
still
Forss
don't
hasn't scored in the league for almost 2 months, but he's moved in from the start for Newcastle tonight. Whether he's a sub or a starter, Benjamin Šeško scores at the moment for Manchester United. He got the winner against Palace on Sunday, and he's got 7 in his last 8 matches. Eddie Howe's team's won 4 of the last 6 games, for the Premier League defeats against City and here on Saturday against Everton have earned. It's his 763rd managerial game tonight. End Boys Club is nearby, and Michael Carrick grew up here. His first Premier League start for West Ham was against Newcastle, and tonight he manages against them for the first time. There's your referee, Peter Banks, and the video assistant tonight is Paul Tierney. Well, what a place this is for a big game, and tonight certainly fits the bill. St James's Park in all its glory once again, with Manchester United in town. Michael Carrick's unbeaten record as United manager on the line once again. Newcastle want to get over Saturday's setback here. The last 28 meetings have produced 84 goals. It bodes well for us.
It certainly does. I mean, we had a pretty exciting last 20 minutes last night. First hour, 30 minutes not so good. I'm very, very hopeful.
Oh, bloody Thor.
First touch on that side for Newcastle's captain Kieran Trippier. Newcastle started out with 3 home defeats in a row in the Premier League. It's a run that's kept them below mid-table, but they've won their last 3 home games against Manchester United, so maybe tonight is the night that they can put it right. There's a lot of space down this side already for Lewis Hall, and he's got Harvey Barnes supporting him as well. Sandro Tonali looking for the switch. The defending done on that side by Luke Shaw, who went off on Sunday, but he's okay from the start for Manchester United tonight. Newcastle continue to provide the early pressure. No foul given with the challenge there on Shaw. Manchester United have won 6 out of 7, West Ham the only team to stop them winning since Michael Carrick came in. 23 points from 9 games for the interim United manager is the joint most for anyone in the Premier League era. Time behind Postecoglou, who made a great start, if you remember, at Tottenham.
Quite amazing that, really.
Looking to charge that down from Malicia. What are the keys tonight on both sides of the ball here?
Well, I just think from United's point of view, he's got to get into the box to Šeško. We mentioned it beforehand, we did a little piece on him, and he's in such a rich vein of form. You want to provide him with deliveries as early as possible. From Newcastle's point of view, I've got to say, and Owen said it before the game, I think it's quite important to keep it tight for the opening maybe 15-20 minutes. Because they have been a little bit open.
It's got a decent foot start here by Newcastle. It's Joe Linton and now Barnes, and they've got plenty of black and white forward here. Lewis Hall. Nice touch. finds the former Manchester United player, Anthony Elanga, who scored an outstanding goal for Forest against his old club last season. Paul.
Go on, Newcastle.
Couldn't quite get there ahead of Nance Rowley, but Paul was quickly on the scene, and then it was the cross that's too deep for Gordon. And coming onto it, Trippier to lift it back in, and it's in the post now. And then Hall with the shot.
Well, if you needed to go off to a flyer, that was it. I mean, I just think it's a ball into the back post of Kieran Trippier, Dan. I don't think he's trying anything here. But it poses all sorts of problems. I think he's letting a euro and the goalkeeper. I don't think, and it's easy for me to say up here, but I don't think it's ever getting in, but it's enough to give them a fright, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's either luck from Euro or his extreme confidence. We'll give him benefit of the doubt.
Shouldn't be surprised that Lewis Hall was involved. He's only got 3 senior goals, and 2 of them have been scored against Manchester United, the other one against Manchester City. So it's his part of the world in terms of opposition. So keep an eye on the left back. There's Aaron Ramsdale. His 8th Premier League match this season. Hasn't kept a clean sheet in the league for Newcastle. In fact, he's only got 1 clean sheet in the 15 matches he's played. But he's got the responsibility tonight with Nick Pope on the bench.
Big decision, that.
We're not Chelsea. 8 minutes at the time.
Oh, lovely flick from Dan Burn. Outside to the left foot. We normally get another wee look at those, don't we? That was enjoyable.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Here's Alec Chow. Anthony Elanga. Love an impactful game for Newcastle tonight, Elanga, for many reasons. Gordon out there to Ramsey, but that's a bit sloppy. Straight to Cunha, on by Bruno Fernandes, but there's nobody there. He was asking rather a lot there, Matthias Cunha.
He just thought, I think in Bremer it was, I think he just thought it was a further position, further up the wider position, the right-hand side, which clearly wasn't. What a great run.
Gordon behind Maguire. Senna Lamans.
His movement's brilliant, Gordon. Movement's terrific there. Now watch your movement here. Goes short, spins in behind. That's all he needs, a wee half yard. Brilliant movement. Goes short, in behind Maguire. Harry can't turn and get back. Well, he does eventually get back to him, but great movement.
Newcastle have had the upper hand in recent meetings. United haven't won here for 5.5 years. They've only won 2 of the last 7 against Newcastle. And they did win 1-0 at Old Trafford, though, on Boxing Day with a Patrick Dorgu goal. He's still out at the moment, but the form for Manchester United coming in extremely good under Michael Carrick. But they did it with the cost a little bit here in the opening 6 minutes.
Well, he certainly come out in an aggressive, positive manner, Newcastle, which, you know, it's one of these places, Dan, and I know you'll agree with me, that it's as if the fans demand it and expect it. And 9 times out of 10 they get it.
It's an opportunity for Bruno Fernandes, and the first chance tonight for Cunha. He was off balance when he hit it.
Oh, a lovely little flick here from Šeško. Watch this. Lovely little flick, just to keep the whole thing going there. Nice flick. That's a poor effort. That is a poor effort, yeah.
Cunha's got 6 goals this season. He's behind Bruno, who's got 10, Šeško, who's got 9, the 3 summer signings who have brought in to help Manchester United score more goals.
Like what I say, their signings have been good, haven't they? I think the first 2 hit the ground running, Cunha and Buemo, but Šeško now looks the part. Look as though they're comfortable in the environment at United.
2-1 Chelsea.
He may do. Now Luke Shaw.
Well, that's pleased, man.
Who's playing because Martinez is still out, no Delict either. Harry Maguire's been rock solid though on that left side of the Manchester United defence, hasn't he, in that central area.
Boy, come into the running for England again. You'd have thought. Come forward.
Clear beating Cunha to the ball, flipped on then by Ramsey, who got himself a goal at the weekend against Everton. Casemiro to Bruno Fernandes. Laid off by Šeško, but Joelinton busily in there.
Brilliant wee ball back from Fernandes, you know, you got to be switched on when he's in town. Šeško lays it off to him and he just fires it back for the first time. Clever player. There you see it, comes in, there, and he gives him it right back. It's brilliant, you know.
Goal is
Touch
good.
that is lovely from corner to Joelinton. On it goes now to Harvey Barnes. Passing it there to Elanga. Barnes can shoot. There were shouts from the Leazes end behind Lallan's goal for a handball in there by Manchester United. No appeals to the players. Mazraoui is then fouled by Elanga.
Yeah, he's delighted there, Mazraoui, isn't he? Facing the corner flag. Barnes comes inside, there's a little flick, comes off his chest. Carry on. Just gives him a shot there, it's needless.
It's the first time that Mazraoui started a Premier League match since the 8th of December. It's only the 7th time he started a Premier League match. Diogo Dalot, the player, dropping down to the Manchester United bench. That's the only change. Just 2 for Newcastle as well. Manchester United need to keep winning to get a Champions League place. They were level on points at the start with Villa. Liverpool dropping points last night as well, which helped Newcastle in this group of teams that are still fighting for Europe, but need a strong finish to get there. I think from around 14 upwards you can make strides quite quickly if you can put a run together. From a Manchester United perspective, that result at Molineux last night was important for them.
Of course it was. Yeah, but a good example of that, haven't they? Their away form's been good, not without a chance in Europe.
Just to tell you about a goal at Villa Park, Chelsea were 1 down. They're 2-1 up now, and João Pedro has scored both of them. So a good night for him in the West Midlands. They're wobbling at the moment, Aston Villa.
Lovely little finish as well, wasn't it?
Casemiro finding room to turn against Joelinton. We're going to get the free kick here for a foul there on Kobbie Mainoo. There's Cunha down that side. It's a good cross as well. It went right across the front to Šeško.
It's an excellent delivery, isn't it? Just begging for somebody to come across. A defender and get a touch.
Now the Bruno on this side. There's Casemiro. We mentioned last night about the midweek record and the Tuesday night record of Molineux, etc.
You're going to tell me Newcastle?
Yeah, they're good here. Under the lights of St James's Park. 2 defeats in 20. In evening kick-offs to back it up. It always feels a little bit different, doesn't it? But night time here. Nice and composed on this side for Manchester United. There's Hall for Newcastle, now Barnes. To try and get it back there from Gordon, but that was good defended by Euro. It's been lively early on.
Yeah, enjoyed it. Good tempo to it. He's certainly enjoying it as well. Picking up one, I've seen a few games.
So Dan Burns in the mix for the first time. He's the obvious target for the Lewis Hall throw, but then he fools everybody and gives it to Sandro Tonali. It's an interesting ball in, but a good header by Yoram. Coming on to it! And it was wide. Lammers didn't get the chance, but he had time to pick it up. Anthony Elanga.
Composed strike, wasn't it? Sitting there a while, just keeps his eye on it. Keeps it down well. Wide of the target, probably should have been across the goal. We're nitpicking a little bit, but he keeps it down.
His at Manchester United from the age of 12 before leaving the Forest, where he had a couple of successful seasons. He's found goals hard to come by, just scored in 38 appearances before tonight.
I think you and I were at Forest when he scored that great goal, didn't he?
Outstanding. Oh. Bruno Fernandes and now Casemiro. Defended there by Malik Chow, who's having a good first season in the back for Newcastle. Lovely turn by Joelinton. Bruno Fernandes needed a pass to get back in.
He did. You'd expected it more the other way about, but fair play.
And it goes now to Sandro Tonali, back into Joelinton. That was the touch that was the problem, but then he gets the challenge in. It's Harvey Barnes! Oh! That's flat-footed. All about Joelinton.
Got that.
Did really well. He's run into the box is good, and it's just a little bit behind him. The ball in from Tonali here. Just a little bit. But he doesn't give up. It's a tackle in. That's a lovely flick again from Gordon, just wide of the target. Creates the opening for Barnes.
Harvey Barnes, who scored here last season against Manchester United, 12 in all competitions, but he's on a run of 9 games without a goal. The crowd just getting agitated here. The time is taking Maguire to restart the game.
Hey.
Trippier to Anthony Gordon. Elanga's got steaming forward against Luke Short, who's inside instead to Joelinton, then on to Barnes. Hall can deliver the cross, and backpedaling Lemons nice and confident underneath it.
I think they've been excellent opening 15 minutes from Newcastle. Now, tells you all you need to know.
Really found any rhythm as yet, have they? Manchester United. Everything's gone his way so far, Michael Carrick, since he came in. It's Casemiro. Shishko gives it back to him now. Mainu's only missed a minute since Michael Carrick's been the manager. He went off with a minute to go. The match against Spurs, he hadn't started a Premier League match prior to Carrick coming in, so talk about coming in from the cold and being impactful on his return. Maguire. And Masraoui. Lovely little one-touch pass there by Cunha to try and get Bruno Fernandes.
Good movement. Good play initially from Maguire as well. There's a free kick. He just says, look at Anthony Gordon, doesn't he? He just sees Maguire coming, just stands up, gets his free kick. There's a wee look there. There, another wee look, there's another one, there you are. Left arm coming. Not trying to hide it there, Harry, was he?
Nothing subtle about that. So the big fella has gone forward, hasn't scored in the Premier League yet this season. He has got a goal in the Champions League, and he's the obvious target for this free kick. It's going to be taken by Ramsdale. It's a really good jump against it by Casemiro. And Shaw's gone down holding his face.
he catches him. Not an awful lot in it.
Luke Shaw might beg to differ.
I think you've probably got to take into account the size of the fella that's giving you the elbow as well.
I think that's the point. We finish off the run of midweek matches with Spurs against Crystal Palace tomorrow, London Derby, 7 o'clock, TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus.
How much do they need a win?
Shaw wins his next header, which is always a good sign. This Hall. Sandro Tonali.
Clever ball that as well, and it's good movement.
Jordan started well, hasn't he? Midfield is Ramsey. Trippier. On it goes to Anthony Elanga. Got 2 or 3 to pick out in the box. Brooms the crossing. Barnes was jumping. There's Bruno Fernandes and away by Mazraoui. Tonali though can hit it. Caught it nicely as well.
Tell you, fancy him to get that target, because yes, generally speaking, a good strike at the ball. Look at he just leans back on it and gets over it. I would have been fancying him to hit the target from there.
It's been a good start in terms of generating opportunities by the home team. 5 of them inside the opening 20 minutes. It's been a quiet start to the match at the other end for Ramsdale. He is now only finding Sandro Tonali. Here's Jolinton. And Kieran Trippier. That's a sloppy one from Sandro Tonali, and Brian Brumo's chasing here. It's a ridiculous push. Absolutely no need to do it.
And you know, it does infuriate me that when they're going nowhere. I mean, at the very least, it looks as though you're going to get a throw in, and you give them possession of the ball back. However,
pretty sure just before he disappeared out of the picture, Michael Carrick was saying, "Don't foul." Sometimes they just can't help themselves,
yeah,
Ali. Would have thought that kind of thing went down well with Walter Smith back in the day.
I can assure you that.
And it goes towards the speedy Elanga, and Lemon's quickly off his line.
But impressed with the United goalkeeper. Not just today, but overall, I mean.
I think he's given those in front of him a lot more confidence as well, hasn't he?
And you can never underestimate the value of back 4 looking behind them and being confident in the man with the gloves. Vital.
Jolinton's ball, just a bit too much on that though for Gordon.
Well, he tried to lift it over him, didn't he, because Maguire come across and cut the one out into feet.
Trippier challenging over there against Cunha. Here's Luke Shaw. Trippier didn't get there in time. And he's gone down as well. In fact, they've got 2 down here at Newcastle. Malik Chow's down as well, so Trippier and Chow.
It's a funny one, 'cause I actually thought Trippier might have fouled. He might have fouled Cunha there. Oh, it's a boot, isn't it? It's the right boot comes up. And then Sheshko holding off Chiao. I think he's alright.
Just on Luke Shaw, started every Premier League match this season. He only started 5 of the 60 games that United played in all competitions last season. The 28 appearances, Ali, that he's made this season is more than the previous 2 seasons combined. It's really good to see him fit again.
Well, I just think United are a far better team when he plays. I mean, it's a kind of obvious thing to say. I also don't think he'd be too far away from that England starting 11 either, to be honest with you. I know they've got 1 or 2 options. O'Reilly and boys like that, but I don't recall Shaw ever letting them down.
So trying to Bruno, lifted in then by Bruno Fernandes. Cunha was jumping, Šeško in there. Šeško looking to get it down a turn, and he managed to get the shot in, and he might get another goal as well here. I think he just got a hold of Sandro Tonali, who was trying to shoot there, Šeško.
I'll tell you what he was doing. He's making himself a nuisance of himself, that's for sure. Just tries to turn and hit that, and he does get it away, and it's blocked by Dan Burn. There. Not sure it was going in, but then he has a foul, done a clear foul on Tonali.
Plenty of FA Cup matches over the course of the weekend. We start with the rematch at Molineux. If the 90 minutes can be as good as the last 15, we're in for a treat on Friday. Wolves against Liverpool. Arsenal go to Mansfield. Wrexham have got Chelsea. We'll be here on Saturday night for Newcastle against Manchester City. And then more games on Sunday in the draw, plus West Ham Brentford on Monday. Ilanga's cross. Too deep for everybody in there.
I cannot let that switch of play go from Dan. You're heavily into an FA Cup ties. But I'll tell you, what a beautiful switch of play from Dan Burn out to Kieran Trippier. What about this? There's a switch of play for you. I did not want to interrupt you when you were heavily into our FA Cups there.
I've been told many times that I can't do 2 things at once, and there is the perfect example. So 0-0, 25 minutes played. Anthony Ilanga's been the key man as an attacking player so far. It's predominantly gone down the right. There's the first card.
It's a silly one, isn't it, on Ramsey? Just pulls back Casemiro here, right Arab comes round, just pulls him back. Straightforward decision. Peter Banks.
One thing that we should forewarn everybody about, VAR's back in the FA Cup from this round. What's your early warning for Friday and beyond?
Am I allowed to boo?
Don't hit it straight in. Šeško, kept in play here by Bruno.
Oh, nice ball.
Manu eventually gets it to Bruno Fernandes. Now Casemiro, that's not a bad pass either to Bruno, who can have a go at Hall. They combined well there. In fact, it is going to be the corner. They thought he kept it in, didn't he, Dan Burn? But the assistants on this side disagreed.
Yeah. All did well to match the run. And Wemmer goes outside him here. It's very difficult for us to tell. The one thing you would say, he's got a far better view than we have.
So Maguire has gone in there. Well, I take it by Brian Bruno. It's into a good spot. Comes off the back of Kieran Trippier's head, I think, and went behind. I don't think he knew anything about that.
Well, he didn't, because he was holding the forward, wasn't he? Doesn't know anything about it. He's having a scrap with, I think it's Šeško. Hold them off, and it hits him. I think he hit him in the back of the head.
So Casemiro's got a shiner in there. That must have been from, oh yeah, it's not tonight. So Manchester United now from the other side. It's taken away from Ramsdale by Dan Burn. Too much on the layoff from Bruno Fernandes. a bit of a shiner there, wasn't it? Absolutely. There it is. The scars of Battle Alley. That's it. Got one or two. I didn't dish too many out. Got one or two. To Ramsdale. He's been relatively unemployed to this point on his return to Newcastle's first team. Luke Shaw there ahead of Anthony Elanga. Breaks here though to Anthony Gordon and quickly on to Joelinton. He can power forward now for the team in black and white. Anthony Gordon takes over Yoro with a really nicely timed tackle there.
Had to be. Good positive run, Joelinton. A little bit untidy from Manu again, Dan.
Ramsey. Joelinton. Challenge came in from Manchester United's captain, Fernandes. Šeško with a flick. Cunha plays it up now to Mbeumo. Hall got a piece of it.
Do you not think Šeško's just his overall play looks a lot better? His touch is better, his movement's better. Thank goodness you didn't put that out the pitch there, but you know the point I'm trying to make.
It's one of the rare times that you're praising a player and it doesn't happen actually, so that shows how well he is actually doing at the moment. Yeah, it does. The body language is completely different.
Absolutely.
You must know that, Bilal, he's a striker. If they're not quite going in, the minute they start to flow, you must feel $1 million.
Yeah. Everything, your movement, your touch, confidence.
They've also been important goals. The 7 in 9 that he's got would be worth 8 points in 2026. To Manchester United, so it's not just as if he's scoring goals in general, he's scoring goals that mean a lot in terms of where they are in the league.
Well, just to confirm that, there's no player in the league won more points with his goals in 2026 than Šeško. Just a kind of outstart attempt and a blatant attempt to outstart you there.
Lovely layoff from Barnes. There's Sancho Tonali. Have you forgiven him yet, Harvey Barnes?
Still a bit raw. Still a bit raw.
Decided not to play for Scotland at the World Cup. Goals have dried up since he made the decision.
Well, still a bit of lack of confidence showing. No, in all seriousness, wish him all the best.
Finding Joelinton has picked up some nice positions in this first half in midfield for Newcastle. Gets back well there as well to dispossess Casemiro. He's relishing the battle out there tonight, isn't he, Joelinton?
Cunha did well there.
Here's Bruno Fernandes. Hasn't found a great deal of space to work in so far. Drives it straight at Dan Burn. Sandro Tonali then beats him to it. Overweight Gordon, but he's not going to get the free kick. Masraoui, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro.
Oh, God. What? Yes, he had. A big goal that is. Back to 7.
It's a foul by Thiago on Mateus Cunha.
Look to show in that. Takes the touch and he comes right through him. There's the touch there. Right through him. It's a poor tackle that time.
It's a long way out, this.
I think he's going to go into a back post area. But then you never know.
Back post area includes Dan Burn and Harry Maguire.
There's a contest.
It's just lifted in by Manchester United's captain, headed away by the man that conceded the free kick, Chiao, and then Alanga might be able to get Newcastle on the move. He gets into Gordon and it goes down to Joelinton. Elanga's down behind the
Next
play.
on for Newcastle.
Joelinton wading forward, still Joelinton hits the
Ah,
shot.
that's
Really good until that point, and Anthony Gordon just turned away in disgust.
Anthony Gordon made a tremendous run. I think it's Fernandes that tries to stay with him. There was a bit of a mismatch in terms of the pace. I don't mind Joe Linton with a top there. He could have given it bounds. Does well, goes hit it there. He's got his space. The crime is not hitting the target, but I take Anthony Gordon's point there. He is very, very disappointed. Tell you what he did do, he played a brilliant ball inside.
Interesting goal in the title race. Manchester City 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Morgan Gibbs White with the Forest equaliser.
There you are. Dear me, was that a back heel?
I think it was. So 1-1, Arsenal leading at Brighton, and Manchester City being held by Forest, and Chelsea leading at Aston Villa. So that's what it looks like as it stands, the top bit. Interesting night ahead.
Just remind everybody there's still a lot of football to be played down this evening.
Absolutely, yeah. I was looking the other day, and everybody was talking about X, Y, and Z. There was about a quarter of the season.
Yeah, I know. But I tell you what a league. What a league we've got. It's just fantastic.
That's a foul by Gordon on Marcelo. That's infuriating the Newcastle fans in front of us.
Well, he buys it, doesn't he? I mean, like technically, probably is a free kick. But he knows Gordon's coming at his back and he just waits, doesn't he? I'm watching that interesting battle just in front of the back four of Newcastle there. Fernandes is trying to get a little bit of space into number 10 and Sandro Tonali's not letting him get away at all.
Ball was nice and sharp there on the Bruno as well, and that's going to be a yellow card for the Manchester United player. So Sandro Tonali to take this free kick. Luke Shaw against Dan Burn.
What's happened? Oh my god!
You might be calling on Maguire for help here.
Oh, sorry. Well done.
Barnes can have a go at Masraoui. Hit the cross straight in plan of Dumo.
I thought Brighton scored there.
Trippier to Anthony Elanga.
I was celebrating. I thought it was 1-0.
Trippier gets the cross in. Shaw gets his head to it. Lamens comes forward and catches it.
Sorry, man. I thought Brighton scored.
Trippier's won most of those headers on that side.
So having a good open 45, Kieran Trippier.
Elanga running to Maguire. Good feet there from Cunha to get away from Joelinton. That's a free kick.
I think he's
Show by
sometimes got a
City.
tendency to do that.
As well. Yeah, he's got him as well.
Well, that is a silly free kick, isn't it? It's a silly free kick.
Show by City.
He's got to be careful because he's got the yellow and he's applauded the referee.
I know.
You've got to be careful with that. Sancho tonight is something to pack it in. You can quite easily get a second yellow straight off the bat for that.
And that's gross stupidity.
Yes, it is.
2-1
I mean, the
City.
free kick's bad enough. But the sarcastic
5
applause
points.
is complete stupidity.
3-1 Chelsea.
Plays it through
That's
towards
the
Shesko.
falling apart.
Got some contact on him there.
He did just enough, Paul, I think.
Now Shaw's going to get a good kick because he's just dragged Elanga down and the cards are starting to come now from Peter back.
Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Oh.
I mean, we were complaining last night with a great degree of justification about an enough in each. But this is a lively enough in each.
Let's have a look at Byrne on Shesko at the other end.
That's all right. Had nothing wrong with that. Just steps across him, doesn't he?
You have to use your shoulder there.
Nothing in that at all for me.
If you're a Manchester United fan, you're throwing things in the telly. If you follow Newcastle, they're saying that McCoy's talks.
Exactly. This doesn't happen very often, I'm led to believe. But my point is, it's a far better enough than each last night, isn't it? Let's be honest about it.
Absolutely. Couldn't have been a great deal worse at this
that's
point.
for sure.
Interesting free kick that was intercepted there by Kobe Mainoo. Bruno Fernandes struggling then to get it away. Kieran Trippier. Up goes Dan Burn and wins his header. Likewise Harry Maguire. The flip from Mbumo made it difficult to Casemiro and he gives the ball back to Newcastle here with Ramsey. Joel Linton.
He's got quick feet there, Joe Linton, hasn't he? I thought he was going to lose him at 3 times.
Here's Elanga going at Shaw. He's got to be careful now. He's being booked. Elanga tries the crossing. Brown was trying to get there. I think he was bound to have the flick. Lemon fair for Manchester United. And then
Oh, West Ham are winning.
Took it away from Dan Burn, I'm not so sure.
West Ham are winning
I think
apparently.
it's really positive. Goes the outside of Shaw, gets a cross in. I'm just wondering if he leaves it, could Dan Burn have got it? Potentially. To the legs. Yeah, he would have, you know.
Finally, that out the bottom three.
Burns route back to his goalkeeper was initially cut off there by Shesko and then Ramsdale just changed the angle.
That ain't going to help Tottenham now. The point behind us.
So nice first touch there by Mazraoui to buy him a bit of time down that side. Mainoo then in on ball. Referee uninterested, Manchester United have it.
Liverpool, brilliant. Gets fucking nice. It's an instant. The best start. That's it.
Another Euros pass.
Yeah, probably would.
Taken on the chest there by Shesko.
Oh,
Of course, the
good
goal
goal.
gets David through the ball. Good fit from Shesko, brilliant. Now here's Brian Mbumo. And then Kobe Mainoo, and that's a good save.
What a shot that was.
Hits it
Good
really
save.
well. Kobe Mainoo always bending away from Ramsdale.
Yes,
It looked as if it was heading for that
Good
far
save.
corner. All started with lovely feet. Brilliant feet from Shesko.
Hasn't scored in the Premier League, Kobe Mainoo, since he got one against Newcastle in May 2024 at Old Trafford. But
Oh, right, the keeper.
serious work tonight for Ramsdale.
Just cuts across, hits it first time. Oh, it's getting in okay. It's getting in. You better believe it. It's a good save. He meets it well, Mainoo.
Tell you what, he got a good strike on it, despite the fact it just lifted up the turf as he hit it.
Yeah.
Well, on March the 26th, TNT Sports will move from Discovery Plus to its new streaming home on HBO Max. As well as all the sport you love, you can also find the most talked about series and hit movies as well, all under one roof. You can scan the QR code on screen now for more information.
I'm pretty sure it would just
Smashed away away by Maguire. I must say, Ali, when we walked into the stadium tonight from the car park, it was like walking in with a Hollywood A-lister. You've got a swarm of people around you.
Yeah, it was great to see the kids. There was a good few there, wasn't there?
There was one fellow who said, "Who's that?" in the middle of that, and a young lad said, "Ali McCoy," and he ran in to join the scrum.
Yeah. I love coming up here. I love the North East, don't we?
We've got some goals to tell you about.
Yeah.
So, Manchester City have gone 2-1 up against Forest. Rodri scored. West Ham, let's have a look at the Rodri goal first. The Forest have struggled from set pieces all season.
Really hard.
So 2-1 to Manchester. West Ham have scored. Crescencio Somerville. That's a big goal for them. And Chelsea have got a third. Cole Palmer's got it, and Villa Park's a 3-1 Chelsea in that game.
Tell you, what a run of games Somerville's having.
Just deepens the problems that Forest have got.
Yeah.
West Ham winning. And Forest trailing now. The Etihad. Off goes Cunha. Good run for Manchester United. Into the box and shoots. It's beaten away. It's got a ball for him.
Burbo! I've missed again.
Into the Gallagher. What a chance for Brian Mbeumo.
Oh, just a little bit of composure. Cunha does really well. Comes inside Trippier. First time he gets away from him. Receiving in good pace. Comes onto his left foot. Smashes it across. Comes off Dan Burns' knee. Listen, it's the easiest thing in the world now from up here. But if Mbeumo just comes back onto his left foot, comes back on Dan Burn there, can just come back onto your left foot and roll it into an empty net. An easy game up here, right enough. Got to be hitting the target there. You're right, Michael.
He's only got one in his last 5. Brian Mbeumo. Really good opportunity. I mean, the closest the teams have come here in the first half. Manchester United's chances, the lady shoulder was saved, and that one that should have at least been on target. 3 additional minutes here as Anthony Gordon has it for Newcastle, and he plays it to Ramsey, and the goalkeeper. What's that contact? He's having to think about it here. Peter Banks, he's looking at the assistants as well, and the decision is goal kick.
Yeah. I thought Gordon initially was going to hit it with his right foot, but it's a good run Ramsey makes, and it's good vision. I don't think he's looking for it, actually. Is he? What's a dive, all right, he goes down there.
Well, I'll tell you what he's done. I think he's shown Jacob Ramsey a second yellow for simulation, and he's off, Ali. Ramsey's arguing, look, with Peter Banks, and he's been told he's got to leave the field. He was booked earlier in the half. He's now got a second for what the referee deems to be simulation.
It's an interesting one, Dan, because initially when he goes down, I wasn't sure he was looking for it. He knocks the ball by him. I'm not sure it's a real effort to call on the referee, to be honest with you. I know he goes to the ground, but there's no way he's given a penalty. Is he just trying out the road? Is he off balance? I mean, that's a really interesting one. Does he touch him there? And it just knocks him off balance a little bit.
Well, what a potential turning point that is. Inches away from a penalty. That results in a second yellow. And Newcastle are down to 10. Of course, it's a yellow card offence, so Paul Tierney can't intervene in any way, shape or form. And now he's got to work out, along with Jason Tingle, what they're going to do here.
I'll tell you the one thing we can say, without fear of contradiction, it's not a penalty. That's for sure.
No, I'd agree with that, yeah. So off goes Jacob Ramsey. Newcastle down to 10. What an opportunity now for Manchester United away from home.
No penalty. It's really good, Chelsea, to wrap it up 4-1 at Villa Park. Aston Villa.
Fascinating to see what Owen and Shay think about that at half-time as well, and they've had time to digest it.
I wouldn't mind another look at it myself.
He's got the ball from Trippier. It's a good block by Chow, and then cleared away by Joel Linton. Sancho Tonali. Good play from the Italian, gets it back again from Gordon. Bruno Fernandes went in and won the ball. John Linton's got to be careful. Gordon's running back from Casemiro.
It's lively, isn't it? It's the one thing it is, it's really lively.
Gordon going up Masraoui. Oh, he's not giving it to Banks. Is he going to give it? Yes, he is. He's had a think about it. Bruno Fernandes, the
Penalty, Newcastle. It's finally given Newcastle a penalty.
Newcastle went down to 10 to the home team.
Oh, looks it, doesn't it? I think it's a penalty. We'll get another look at him. I think it looks as though he catches his right leg. I might be through a draw. We'll have a look at it here. Brilliant run. Really positive. Cuts inside there. Well, I think he catches his leg. You know, I think it's a penalty. Another look at it. Really direct, really positive. And he comes there. Oh, I think he hits his knee on knee. I'm giving a penalty there. Here we go. There. Yeah. I think it's a pen.
Well, it's been checked and confirmed by Paul Tierney in the VAR, so the penalty stands.
Were you not sure yourself?
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
I think he catches him, mate.
I think it's a really good swerve back inside by Gordon.
Do you know what it is? It's a real positive run from Anthony Gordon. And when you attack people like that, Darren, things can happen. I hope those two are having another argument. Trippier and Gordon.
Well, I tell you what, they've got the perfect man to take the penalty because he's taken 8 so far this season, Anthony Gordon, and he's scored all of them. So all eyes on Newcastle's number 10 and the Manchester United goalkeeper, Senna Lamens. Tension inside St James's Park just before half-time.
Here we go. A big chance. Newcastle. Penalty. Mr. Reliable. Number 10. Fuck you, Newcastle.
That's 15 goals in all competitions for Anthony Gordon. And 9 successive penalties converted by the Newcastle player. And only a couple of minutes after going down to 10, Newcastle lead Manchester United 1-0.
Even when they hit the goalkeeper, he would have with his hand in his mouth for a split second, and that thinking is right down the middle. And I think the goalkeeper, Lamens, throws a right leg at it. Here we go. Is it down the middle? You better believe it is.
Come on, Newcastle.
He would have with his hand in his mouth for a split second there. However, it doesn't matter. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way back in the net. He got brought down for the penalty. He got up and he's converted it.
So the foul committed by Manchester United's captain, and as they were at Old Trafford at the weekend, Manchester United find themselves behind. They came back against 10 men to beat Crystal Palace, and that's something they've got to do again tonight as well. So what an end to this first half.
Here's an interesting one while I'm at it. United have only lost 1 of the last 8 when they've gone behind. That's a bit of a start.
Absolutely.
And you're right to mention they're now up against 10 men, which is a big factor you would think as the game goes on.
Absolutely. Especially based on the fact Newcastle...
2-2 at the Etihad. Back to 7.
Still we play. Tonali finding Anthony Alanga. Now goal. Maybe one last chance here for the 10. And it's Newcastle's
Why?
driving forward. Moving away from Kobe Maiden. Harvey Barnes. Close inside of Masraoui. Cleared away as far as Joel Linton. Over goes Gordon. Referee not having that. Now Mateus Cunha.
Sitting left. Why? Twice I've been taken back. Extraordinary. Arsenal fans to celebrate again.
I think they've only agreed with one of the last 7 decisions the referee's made. That was a penalty.
I think you're right. let's just remember, we initially had 3 minutes of additional time. We're into the 9th minute now.
And neither of us mind.
Lord knows what Eddie Howe would make of this. So Bruno Fernandes with a free kick, looking for Manchester United redemption. It's a good ball, it's the equaliser from Casemiro.
Goal, United. Casemiro's 1-1.
9 minutes into first half stoppage time. Casemiro scores a
Casemiro.
for Manchester
One
United,
each.
and Bruno Fernandes involved in it.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's a great delivery in. And he just gets across the defender. It might be. His movement's brilliant. I think it's Lewis Hall he gets ahead of. It's all about the delivery and it's all about the time and the run. Watch, he just lets it get across him. There. That little bit of movement there that gets across him. And he just needs to get his deftest of touches on it. I just wonder, Dan, if Lewis Hall could take a step towards the ball. But it's a great run, a great finish.
Well, he's the great provider, isn't he? Manchester United's captain. Nobody's got more assists in the Premier League this season. Casemiro's now got 6 goals and 5 of them are headers.
Yeah.
So 1-1. And what a finish it's been. And listen to the boos here at half time as Peter Banks blows the whistle. Casemiro sprinting off. And Bruno Fernandes conceding a penalty. Anthony Gordon took it and scored his 9th penalty of the season. His 15th goal in all competitions. Kieran Trippier, Newcastle's captain, wants a word. Peter Banks has sent him away. Bruno Fernandes with the free kick. They do score some corking goals, Nottingham Forest, don't they?
Just coincided when the Arsenal fans started singing as well. And then that as well.
Ups and downs.
Well, they'll be singing if it finishes like this tonight. Then winning 1-0, City dropping points. Offside flag up against Minte to check his progress. The Arsenal fans will like that too, as he has been a thorn in their side. They are just about to try and just clog up that midfield a little bit more. Replacing Zubimendi is Christian Norgard.
Strength in depth that Arsenal have got this season. With the strongest squad. They've had injuries, they've managed to be able to cope with those injuries.
Interesting, isn't it, that he hasn't really trusted him to start many Premier League games, but when you've got Declan Rice and Zubimendi available, you're not going to break up that duo unless you really have to.
Just giving Declan Rice a sachet of some sort of energy.
Saka. Just came back to Havertz there after the German won the header. The referee's going to produce a yellow card here. And Havertz doesn't get it. It's a yellow card for Scrandon. So his reaction, I think.
Yeah, I think they want to shout it out to the assistant referee.
Spoken to by Pascal Gross. Ball has gone against Brighton. It's going to be an Arsenal throw. Again, Fabian Hertzler and Jonas Schammelman, the assistant of Brighton and Hove Albion, in the ear of the 4th official. Kadiolu is wrestling with Saka. He had no eyes for the ball whatsoever.
The assistant as well, he wasn't even looking at the ball.
Timber wants to get on with it. Again, Kadiolu throws Saka to the floor. That's not the first time that's happened. That's 2 in quick succession.
He's just lost a little bit of control, Kadiolu. I mean, it's not easy, and he's actually done well against Saka. This again is not looking at the...
I don't think there can be too many complaints about that. Kadiolu had a nibble at Saka just before that, and then went back for a little bit of more. And Saka has been told to go off the pitch here.
Thinking the throwing him into the big ball was in play when
There's all sorts of delays going on here. Danny Welbeck is arguing, the referee's having none of it. Now we are going to take the throw from this position. They thought they were going to get a free kick down the side of the penalty area. It didn't happen, it is just another throw. Questioning the decision. Timber in towards that near post. Edwards goes down. I thought he was caught there. The referee is getting a little bit frustrated, I think, with the constant attempts to stop things and disrupt.
Just kick from underneath. I'm not sure there's enough for a penalty.
Break up the momentum of the game. Trying to take Yuri and Timber on this near touchline. And the Arsenal fans trying to roar their team to victory. It's a difficult trip that so far they're negotiating. After a period, especially at the start of the second half, where they were definitely on the back foot and under the cosh, they've just started to get a little bit more control.
Yeah, but at no point have they been comfortable. You know, even when the momentum is with them, still quite wary of this Brighton team at home.
They do have a reasonable run in. Not that any game is easy in the Premier League, as I think both teams can attest to here. And we saw last night what happened with Liverpool and Wolves, and what we're seeing tonight with Manchester City and Nottingham Forest. But the only top six opponent they've got for tonight is Manchester City away in 6 weeks' time.
The only problem with that is the ones near the bottom need the points, Sam, so sometimes they start picking them up towards the end of the season.
Well, they've already found that with Wolves, haven't they? And they've got a lot more football to play, including in the Champions League next week, where they go to Leverkusen. It's one of the round of 16 fixtures in the Champions League, of which we have an absolute menu, including Liverpool's trip to Galatasaray, Tottenham's trip to Madrid, Manchester City's trip to the Spanish capital, and Chelsea in Paris. Then the Europa League on Thursday night with Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest in action. The Conference League starring Crystal Palace also next week as well. It's going to be another busy week, and of course that's not even factoring in that we've still got a load of effort.
Guardiola was asked about set pieces in the Premier League. He said in Spain when he was growing up, he used to remember people in England celebrating when a corner was won. Let's see what happens here. Hangs in the air, heads rise up. Sells was down on the floor. So was Gay. So was Cunha.
I think it's not a foul. Pat Sells is so aggressive in there.
Oh, don't touch that.
He might well have hurt himself, but certainly wasn't fouled.
And the Manchester City goalkeeper Angus Gunn on the bench if Sells is able to carry on. So after this Premier League match, it's FA Cup action at the weekend for Manchester City, then Champions League action, that trip to the Bernabeu, where they'll face Real Madrid. Liverpool at the early kick-off next Tuesday. We'll also bring you Spurs' trip to Atletico. Arsenal go to Bayern, Chelsea going to Paris Saint-Germain. And it's Europa League and Conference League action involving Villa, Forest and Crystal Palace. Here is Diaz. Savinho carries the ball. Scooped in by Diaz towards the head of Haaland. Semenyo can't bring it down. Sangare clears it for now. Here's Rodri.
Kusanov. Seemed a little easy to get that to Savinho. Semenyo. I wonder whether Rodri was the target, but Semenyo stopped the ball. Control from Savinho.
Somebody said 2-2.
Doku, Rodri, penalty area packed full of red Forest shirts. Manchester City have to find a way through the trees. It'll come to Rodri to hit it first time, deflects into the back of Haaland, who goes down, appeals from Manchester City. In the end, a lot easier than Maxwell's might have hoped for. That whole build-up, they were all over Erling Haaland. He was just trying to create space. And he's got hands all over him. VAR hasn't told down England to stop play and think again. 2 minutes left of the 90. City know with Arsenal winning, this is a crucial period in the match and in the season. Crosses in towards Semenyo. Forest know this is equally as vital to them. Who knows how good a point at the Etihad might be. Diaz floated up. Who's the head off last? Goal kick given. And the check is complete on the Haaland penalty. At last, they have said no penalty to Manchester City. And now a double change for Vitor Pereira's side. Nico Williams is off as Morato strengthens the defence. And Morgan Gibbs-White, whose clever goal will be repeated so many times for Nottingham Forest. If they get something from this game, he had them level at 1-1. And Ryan Yates, the Forest stalwart, comes on in his place.
Yeah, he's been excellent tonight, Morgan Gibbs-White. He's been everywhere. He's led his team so well. Such a clever goal.
Delay on that goal kick, eventually sent away by Sells. We're about to find how much added time. Crucial to both. Players and fans alike will have a little eye on this board that'll be raised in a moment by Thomas Bramall. 7 precious minutes in the season of City and Forest. Forest have won themselves a corner. That really was celebrated like a goal, as Pep Guardiola was saying, but not for the team that he wants. That is a face etched with stress.
He's frustrated, but he's seen it before. He knows his team will get at least one more attack. Potentially a couple of big moments. And he knows it too. He takes a big sip. Massive 6.5 minutes for him and his team.
And it goes, oh, what a chance! Ryan Yates, fresh on. That is inches wide and it could have won it for Forest.
Goodness me, finds himself free, 7 yards out, meets it beautifully. It's the wrong side of the post.
First minute of 7 has gone. City have won late challenges in title races here before. Savinho in towards Semenyo. That is up from Milenkovic. He hasn't got much direction on it. Safety first and headed behind. Now it's City's turn to celebrate and roar up the corner. Ronaldo Silva had that set pretty quickly. All eyes will be on that 6-yard box where Haaland is planted. Well, there's delivery. Anderson's header away. Drops for Doku. Teased back in. Here is Savinho. It is still Savinho. Into a crowd of players as well. Can't connect. He wants a penalty. He's in agony. It'll be in the aftermath of his shot, no doubt about it.
Just seen it. He's definitely got a decision to make here. As we see it drops, Haaland scrapping for it. Savinho skips on. As it drops down to Rodri here, that's not the angle, but Anderson definitely catches. They've met each other in the middle.
Check complete. It will not be a penalty to Manchester City.
Goodness me. You know full well if that's anywhere else on the pitch, that's a foul. Anderson doesn't get there, Rodri does.
Well, he nearly went from 0 to 0, Elliot Anderson, he gets away with it. Referee has put Matt Sells for taking too long on the goal kick. At the midway point of added time now.
I think we're going to see at least a couple of extra minutes on top of that.
Still, he's in no rush. Every second that slips away from Manchester City is a step closer for Nottingham Forest to a major point.
Let's get that in. Pressure.
Tom Hart's got a decision to make about players.
Excellent defending by him. Arsenal having to fill in the gaps and plug every single area that's being exposed. Welbeck. Havertz has got to run them clear here. He's being chased. He won't be going to contact. It's going to be a yellow card. It's just what Arsenal need.
Yeah, just survived that little bit of an onslaught from Brighton where they were getting good ball into the box, getting the first header on it, felt the tug then. Havertz.
Get the Mansfield in the cup. Leverkusen in the Champions League. You've got Everton and Leverkusen again before Manchester City in the League Cup final. There's the Premier League that those boys and girls behind the goal want. And it's getting closer. Not since the Invincibles have they lifted it, and there's still a very long way to go. This could be a crucial 3 points. Trossard. Trying to get the volley away. Howell stops him. And Yari will get it further away from the...
There would be no finer time. It will be Antoine Semenyo. Well, he tested the goalkeeper. Goal kick. Manchester City for themselves might have got a touch there. If he did, brilliant save. If he didn't, narrow miss from Semenyo.
I think it's always going over. I think Sells knows it. It's whether he just makes sure or not. Yeah, he does. In fact, you know what? That's at least hitting the main frame of the goal. Brilliant hands from Matt Sells.
Well, from next season, VAR checks that.
For now, it's all about the poker face.
Into the final minute of the 7-minute show. Both sides chasing precious points.
West Ham have won.
Gay. It will start from the back return runner. It will carry forward. With Gay, Forest conceded in the 97th minute against Liverpool 10 days ago. They will hope desperately history does not repeat itself. Okay, he goes long. Down to the discretion of the referee now. As we tick over into the 8th minute of stoppage time. Diaz. Long ball towards Haaland, headed away. It drops to Rodri. No room from there to shoot. Here's Matthias. Aina with it. Puts the foot in. Manchester City.
With the City.
Oh. Balls in just don't suit Manchester City, they really don't.
Quick corner. Doku dances but away from the penalty area. It needs to go in. Forest upon the ball. And maybe themselves can charge forward. Doku does brilliantly to win it back. Here's Semenya. Option out wide is Mateus. Ball in. Ball clipped off Milenkovic. Into no further danger. Is there one? Let's go. It is Rodri's turn to deliver. It is Aina's turn to send away. Doku, it's found. Bernardo Silva.
Oh, fuck you.
Still not
It's off the line. Fucking hell.
This forest of defenders.
Oh my Christ.
And the full-time whistle goes. Who knows where that ends as in May?
Goodness me, it was an absolute melee. Bodies everywhere. Murillo. Oh, goodness me. Brilliant defending from Murillo. He read the situation so well, never gave up for his team.
To the very end, Forest were
Oh
resilient.
my God. Finished 2-2. 7 clear.
Elliot
That's what Arsenal
Anderson is
wants.
the man who rescues a vital point for Nottingham Forest at Manchester City.
Right, that's over. Into Newcastle.
So that's the table at the top. Manchester City 7 behind Arsenal with the game in hand. So it's back in the hands of Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. Both of them controlled their own destiny prior to tonight, but now Arsenal control the destiny of the title. Aston Villa just wobbling though, aren't they now?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Liverpool dropping points, Villa dropping points.
I've got to be honest, I wasn't overly surprised Chelsea winning at Villa. No.
Early jump from Milanka, header won easily by Maguire. Casemiro plays it forward, but only to Burn.
That switch again.
Does it well, doesn't he, Dan?
Yeah.
There's Kieran Trippier. Now Joe Willock. Joe Linton was patient. Trippier with a chance to put the cross in, and he picks out Tonali. Now Gordon. Gordon's going to hit the shot. Comfortable save in the end for Lamans. I suppose even with the 10 players, the one thing that Newcastle do have is they've still got that speed at the top with Langer and Gordon on the counter-attack. Kieran Trippier, it's a good ball inside to Willock. Shows too much of that to Maguire. Really is a fantastic place to watch a big match.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
great, isn't it? And I would imagine there might be quite a good atmosphere in here next week.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It conjure up memories of Tino Asprilla all over again. Barcelona in town in the Champions League. That's where Manchester United want to be again next season. Langer's won it back from Shaw. Now he finds Joel Linton, who had a good strong first half in central midfield. He's fouled there by Casemiro.
Just catches him there, doesn't he? Left leg.
The biggest compliment you can pay Newcastle in the opening 9 minutes of the second half is you can't tell they're a man short.
That's right. He's had a good 55 minutes, Joel Linton, hasn't he?
Manchester United have sent Diogo Dalot and others to warm up. And Jacob Murphy's the only Newcastle player out there at the moment. So Chow and Byrne are in there. Kieran Trippier's placed this free kick down. Straight away the referee spots a foul on Big Harry.
Here's Dan Byrne, gives him a shove, doesn't he? Here we see it. Yeah, there you are. That might be a free kick.
Yoro finding Luke Shaw. Bruno Fernandes, first time layoff out there by Casemiro, and it goes down towards Mbumo. Byrne able to reach it. Joel Linton, nice and calm. Here's Willock for Newcastle. If you're Michael Carrick, would you like to see a bit more urgency from his team?
I'd like to see him get the ball wider. I think Shaw and Mazraoui in particular are going to get forward more.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if we see Dalot in the not too distant future. Lewis Hall to Joel Linton. Now Anthony Elanga. Gallagher wanting to run at Shaw. There you go, 69% over the last 10 minutes. And
Got it right.
Here's Willock on the move.
can't
That's
believe
defended
it.
by Maynard.
Got like that. Inspired
Miro
them,
does
man.
well to get back there, but I think Willock should just get the delivery in a split second earlier. And I looks up and allows Maynard to get back, which he did well.
Man City is horrible. Amazing. Okay.
So Kieran Trippier to take this Newcastle corner. Let's see what they've got in their mind here. Both going to start from the edge of the penalty area. Chow and Dan Byrne, Joel Linton as well, as they're going to pushing and shoving there. I mean, it's bizarre. The goalkeeper's got nobody near him, which is an absolute rarity in the Premier League. It's cleared away by Brian and Mbumo. He must have felt very lonely there, Senna Lammers.
Doesn't happen very often.
Headed down there by Willock and away by Maguire. Dan Byrne had stayed forward.
I don't think he expected Willock to win it there.
Cunha's header down by Tonali, given away though to Manchester United's Brazilian.
He's not happy, but I think he just catches him. Kieran Trippier. Got a movement, activity
What
there.
the hell happened here?
Ugarte, Diogo Dalot.
Newcastle United, they had to tell him. Didn't even see that. They got some.
Masraoui. Bruno Fernandes leaves it for Kobe Mainu. There's Casemiro. Good flick there by Bruno Fernandes. Out it goes now to Shaw. It's nice and slick in a tight space, but it's not really got them anywhere to this point. Here's Cunha.
He got sent off.
And that's intercepted by Hall over there. Masraoui wins it back. I mean, you can use both feet provided you get the ball, which he did. Then he goes towards Mbumo, who's in behind them, and he tried to pick out Šeško, then he lifts it in again.
Lovely little run. He just goes blindside the big Dan Burn. Fernandes picks him out. Watch that, it's a great run. Tries to roll into Šeško, doesn't he?
So Luke Shaw coming off and Casemiro as well. Maguire's header. Maguire and Mbumo gives chase.
Just a switch of the full-backs there for United. Masraoui coming to the left-hand side. Dalot get in. On the right.
I must say, Ali, you never seen Lewis Hall have a back game, do you?
No, he's solid, isn't he? Definitely solid citizen. Good player.
It's been a well-managed 16 minutes here with 10 men for Newcastle. Up goes Maguire. Cunha finding Manuel Ugarte. Now Dalot. He's out there on the right. Masraoui on the left. Kobe Mainu in possession. Bruno Fernandes went first time, but Brian Mbumo's not going to get off the left. Now then, there is the sugar thrower.
Well, people don't know this. That man has got a pocket full of sugar cubes, armed and dangerous.
He's
What a
having a
player.
little glance, look. He's had a glance to see where you are, because he might be contemplating another one, and that's where we are, look. So that's where he's had to go. You feel like you need John Madden's telestrator to just kind of show the flight of the sugar cube. There were big cubes as
Tell
well.
you what, he was he was far more accurate back in the day. What a player, eh?
Yeah, Newcastle's greatest ever goal scorer. Fantastic.
What a player.
Had one or two dust-ups down the years against Manchester United as well. Of course, he famously turned Perky deaf as well, didn't
That's
he?
right, of course. Yeah.
What a great statistic for Manchester United. Haven't had a shot yet in the second half, despite the fact they've got a player more. I must say, Ali, they look a little bit lethargic in general tonight, don't they?
Yeah. They just look as though they could do an injection of energy or pace. Oh dear.
That's a hack by Masraoui. I mean, that's got to be a card, isn't it?
Well, you'd have thought so. Here's the right leg there. Smashes him the right side.
He's done it now. It's a good position, this, Ali. The difference in height there between Dan Burn and Clifford Trippier. I wonder who's got the job of picking him up now, because it was Luke Shaw prior to going off. Maybe it's just going to be Maguire all the way now, I don't know. Well, they've discussed something.
Well, they've been the better team so far, haven't they? 20 minutes into the second half.
Absolutely. So they've all moved away now. Sandro Tonali's going to be the man to deliver it.
Where's
It's a good delivery.
very good ball.
Malik Thiaw was the closest to it. Anthony
He played the
Gordon
handball.
had the ball.
Goes to VAR.
What a
Very
delivery
good
it
ball.
is. I'm not sure it is a handball. I think it's Darlow, but Thiaw's got a chance, you know, he just misses it.
You can't get out more for that.
Not at all.
Even in the crazy modern world of handballs, you can't give that.
Not at all.
He's having a look at it.
No, it's never a penalty, that. Come on.
Thank goodness for that. It's been checked and cleared. I mean, I think we all could have gone over.
You wanted to
It was actually, just the amount of time it was taking.
Yeah.
They've got them all spread around the Manchester United box here, Newcastle. They're going to come from all sides here. The players in black and white. In goes the corner.
Move. Watch her move.
Completely free.
What a great set play. Look where he comes from. Brilliant. He comes to the centre of the goal, all the way around the back. Oh, I wonder if he's just a little bit late going for it.
They're all so preoccupied by that charge to the front post, weren't they? Superbly drawn up. It just needed a better finish from Anthony Gordon, but everything else about that was really impressive, yeah.
Yeah, he certainly won't be happy with what he's seen second half down.
I think when you've been out there for 21 minutes and haven't had a shot, you've got 10 men. I can understand why he'd be disappointed. Everything's been quite slow, hasn't it, from a Manchester United perspective? And we've just been told from down by the benches that the instructions from Michael Carrick is to move the ball quicker, which is no surprise.
Glaringly obvious, isn't it?
Dalot to Kobe Mainu. Anthony Gordon got back well. Mamba Ugarte. Mateus Cunha. Bruno Fernandes. Trippier defending well and getting the free kick.
Well, I think he definitely catches him with his right arm swinging the back here. That one there.
So the first round in the last 16 underway in midweek next week. First of all, the Champions League on Tuesday night and Wednesday night. Galatasaray, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Tottenham. You'll see Arsenal, Manchester City and Chelsea on the Wednesday night. Real Madrid, Manchester City, PSG, Chelsea in a repeat of the Club World Cup final. And on Thursday night, Aston Villa and Forest in the Europa League and Crystal Palace in the Conference League, all on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. Some absolute belters next week.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Oh, Celtic beat
And we're not finished here, mate.
5 points of Hearts.
Diogo Dalot, Bruno Fernandes. There's Masraoui. Can hit one here, Masraoui. It's opened up for him as well. It's a good block by Martial. Hasn't scored a Manchester United goal as yet, Masraoui. 72nd game for the club tonight. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Dalot. And Buma. He goes towards Šeško, couldn't reach it. Trippier clears it. John Lindsay controlled it, then trod on it. I tell you what, just reached out for that as well, and he must have been relieved that he didn't touch him, Buma.
Absolutely. I was half expecting him Buma to go down there if he got a touch. Just stands on the ball, doesn't he? Yeah, it's a heavy touch.
And off the back of the wonderful coverage, the stories, the medals from the Olympic Winter Games, are going to bring you the daily highlights from the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Paralympics, which get underway this Friday. Plays it forward, but it's gone out. One thing it does do, if you're a player and you've seen another player sent off for simulation, you're not going to do it yourself.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And likewise, I think you'd sort out the problems at the corners if you started giving a few decisions.
Yeah.
I think you'd get it sorted pretty quickly. Having said that, when I see the corners, it's the attacking players who are causing more problems than the defensive ones.
I still think the sending off is harsh.
I agree. Chiao's ball forward straight to Mainu. Was fouled there by Willock. I just wonder if it might need the introduction of someone like Ahmad just to give them a little bit more out there on the right. And Bumo's had a lot of the ball, but hasn't done a great deal with it, has he? It's out there having a warm-up. Joshua Zirkzee there as well.
I'm with you, mate. Ahmad was the one that I'd probably make that switch, to be honest, really, because the one thing is, he's positive, he's direct.
Michael Carrick in conversation down there with Steve Holland. Maguire wants it. Bruno Fernandes is on it. It's a feather one into the box. It's well defended by Hall. It's a Bumo. It's now Diogo Dalot. He couldn't get the shot away. In fact, he hit his own player, Lenny Yoro.
Wouldn't come down for him, Dan. Just wouldn't come down for him to hit Dalot.
There's Maguire with that little turn that he likes when he's wide. Not a bad pass either to Bruno Fernandes. In it goes! In front of Benjamin Šeško.
I'm just wondering, could he have thrown a right leg out at that? Maguire does well, he walks his way out to Fernandes again. Could he have thrown his right leg at it? Oh, he might have, you know. He might have, maybe a little bit far in front of him, but not the worst of passes.
Some big games in the Premier League this week. There's a massive one in Italy on Sunday, 7:30, the Milan derby, San Siro. AC Milan, the home team in this one against Inter. 7:30, TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus.
We've got a good lead, haven't they, Inter on that table?
Ugarte to Brian and Boomer. It goes to Bruno Fernandes and played on because Ugarte's on the run down that side. Dan Burn there with the with the challenge and the celebration to that section over there.
He had to make it, and he did. He had to make it. There you are.
So, Manchester United now dominates the ball. In goes the corner from Mbeumo, which is headed away by Burn. Mazraoui. Here's Fernandes. Looking to tease one in. It's a great save by Ramsdale to deny Euro. Never scored in the Premier League, Lenny Euro. And that's a glorious opportunity. Tremendous reflexes from Ramsdale. Fernandes, straight at bullet, throw into Manchester United. What a save.
Ah, it's a great save. It's a lovely ball again into a good area.
Very good save.
Beautiful ball. He's got to put it in the goalkeeper's right hand side. Puts it down. Right thing to do, but he's got to put it further away from him. But a good save. Very good save, Ramsdale.
Two Manchester United changes coming. Amad Diallo and Joshua Zirkzee. 15 minutes left at St James's Park. 1-1. Manchester United not able to capitalise on the second yellow card that Peter Banks dished out to Jacob Ramsey before half-time. Diallo back to Mbeumo. Mainu. Fernandes. Lifted in by Fernandes towards Ugarte, who heads it, Ugarte! And he got it up and couldn't get it down.
That's a good effort, that, you know. He's just trying to aim for that far corner. I mean, you've got to talk about the quality again from Fernandes. Beautiful. Back where it came from, just too much height on it. Right idea, just a little unlucky.
So they're going to take off Kobbie Mainu and Brian and Mbeumo. They're going to be the two players to make way for Joshua Zirkzee and Amad. Newcastle have a problem because Aaron Ramsdale is down. It's certainly a muscle issue for Ramsdale because he's trying to stretch it out himself while we're watching the substitutions. Yeah. He's trying to stretch it off. Words of wisdom from the respective managers down there. Eddie Howe, Michael Carrick. There is a song for the Manchester United fans way up at the top of the Leicester stand. You've only come to see United, which tonight certainly applies. They have only come to see United, whether it's Newcastle or Manchester.
That's for sure.
Pick your poison. It's a long way up there.
I was going to say it down. They've certainly been brighter. A couple of nice deliveries into the box from Fernandes, but a little bit disappointing. Second half, Manchester United.
The top row of that must be the highest point in the Premier League, is it? I mean, the big stand at Old Trafford's big as well, but that's a long way up.
Yeah.
So Ramsdale looks like he's okay. That's the Premier League table, the top bit as it stands. Arsenal top on 67, Manchester United third as it stands. With this point, they go above Aston Villa. They've been beaten soundly by Chelsea at Villa Park. So far, Liverpool just on the edge of it, despite losing at Wolves last night. Here's Willock for Newcastle. 12 and a half minutes to play. And that's a foul by Gallo.
He did really well, Willock. He's heading to the corner. Cuts across. Gets a free kick in a good area. Big Dan will be up, Joe Linton.
Wouldn't be a surprise to anyone based on the second half if Newcastle nick a goal. Wouldn't be a surprise as well if he's involved somewhere, although Malik Thiaw's looked the most dangerous, hasn't he, from set pieces. They varied the corners and free kicks as well. They've had players like Burn and Thiaw starting in various different places, haven't they? So Sandro Tonali will try and get this right for Newcastle. Rahman's got a really good punch on that, under pressure. Oh, hits it straight at Cunha. Xerxes' first touch since coming off the bench, and he can try and set Mateus Cunha away, and he's caught by Trippier. Free kick here to Manchester United. Trippier not happy.
He's getting a yellow for it, yeah.
He's not going to improve his mood when he sees the card.
Yeah. I mean, he's adamant, isn't he? Difficult to see from there, isn't it?
Just shows though, Ali, there's not been a bad tackle all night really. 7 yellows.
Yeah.
2 to 1 player. Here's Ahmad. Out there on the Manchester United right. Recently sent on by Michael Carrick. Ugarte tried to play him in. Here's Joel Linton, now Sandro Tonali. Straight into the face of Lenny Yoro. Took it well in all fairness.
He did actually.
Did the standing 8 count after that. Free kick to Newcastle. Gordon's got a knock. Yoro's just having a minute.
He's pulling them back there. That's a clear foul on Anthony Gordon. He gives him a tug of the jersey. Oh, there it is. Right in front of the referee's assistant there. Ooh.
Tell you what, he's got a decent chin, Yoro, because he jumped straight back up
Took
after
it well.
that. Yeah, did.
Took it well.
Took it flush as
I
well.
know one or two that wouldn't have been up just as lively.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Probably more than 1 or 2. So we're into the final 10 minutes here at St James's Park. It's still 1-1, the Anthony Gordon penalty, after he was upended by Bruno Fernandes, and then Fernandes with a free kick that was headed in by Casemiro. Manchester United don't play for 11 days after this. They've got Aston Villa at home. Newcastle straight back into it against Manchester City in the FA Cup on Saturday night. We'll be here for that one. All right, good gathering. Here's Anthony Gordon. Mazraoui's down for Manchester United. Ugarte got back to make a good tackle.
He did, good tackle. Joe Linton again did very well.
Mazraoui getting back to his feet. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Cunha. Šeško's hardly had a sniff so far tonight. Pulled back here for Bruno Fernandes. Had to take it first time because the gap was closing.
Yeah, you can see what he's doing. He's just trying to go for the top corner because he knows if he hits it with any power at all, Tonali's blocking it.
Still a problem down there for Mazraoui. He's not moving freely at all. We're going to see 2 Newcastle changes. Jacob Murphy is ready. Will Osula is going to come on and join him. Burns pass controlled by Dalot. Mazraoui on the move now for Manchester United, supported here by Cunha. There's Joshua Xerxes with a chance to pull back the cross, and that's too high for everybody. Needed to be a bit more delicate. Lenny Yoro, Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United pushing for a winner, and Cunha's coming on to that. It's super defending in fairness by Trippier.
I'm going to mention it again. What a delivery that is for Fernandes. It really is. He pushes into an area into the back post there, gives Trippier all sorts of problems, and he does really well. Just puts it into an area for Cunha to attack in between Trippier and Ramsdale. He does really well, Trippier, in the end, but that's the third great delivery Fernandes has put in.
So the two changes for Newcastle, Jacob Murphy for Anthony Elanga, Will Asula for Anthony Gordon. Murphy has got a bit of form about him at the moment. 2 goals in the last 4 games. He scored here against Everton on Saturday. Anthony Gordon, the man who scored the Newcastle penalty in the first half. We're going to see another Manchester United change as well. Tyrell Malacia. That's going to be for Mazraoui, who's injured, so Malacia is going to come on. His only appearance prior to tonight was against Newcastle on Boxing Day.
I think Newcastle will change it a little bit. I know when they were on the pitch, they were kind of 2 up front with Elanga and Gordon, 3 middle of the park. I'd be surprised if they don't go to a 4 with perhaps Asula through the middle himself. Interesting to see what they do, where Jacob Murphy goes.
Bias header. Asula involved for the first time. Now Hall. It's a good switch to Kieran Trippier, and took it down significantly well. I can't enjoy that. Murphy. Just pushed it a fraction far. It's gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick.
Nice skill again, Trippier. Murphy just allows it to run slightly too far ahead of him. Good switch of play and a lovely touch.
So if there is going to be a winning goal, it's going to be a late winner. Left at St James's Park. Cunha in possession for Manchester United. Swung in towards Šeško, headed away by Malik Thiaw, on by Joe Linton, then by Tonali. Asula controlled it well. Here's Trippier. Just lacked a bit of dynamism tonight, Manchester United.
Yeah, I think they have. Although they have been better the last 10 minutes of the second half we watched, but the opening 20-25 minutes of the second half, you'd have thought they'd been livelier, particularly having the one-man advantage done. Yeah, you can see it's very much a 4 now across the middle. You can't blame them really, Newcastle.
For Joshua Zirkzee. Sit back again from Šeško. Zirkzee looking to try and find room for the shot. Here's Šeško. It's a good block in there by Byrne. Fernandes finding Cunha. Zirkzee turns it round the corner, but Trippier was there. Cleared by Murphy, but only to Manchester United's captain, who wants to lift it over Asula's head. Newcastle under pressure. Bruno Fernandes.
Brilliant ball right out to him, sharp, wasn't it?
Done well, no doubt, to keep it. Here's Ahmad. Bruno Fernandes with the option. Ugarte with the shot. Tonali with the block.
That.
There was a chance for Ugarte, wasn't it? But Dan Burn did well. Tonali did well.
Really, at the moment, Newcastle.
They're just turning up the heat a little bit. United now, Manchester United, aren't they?
Fernandes to Zirkzee. Just finding those little pockets.
Oh my goodness me.
That's a save, by the way. That is a save.
What a save. That's a great save for kick for this.
Excellent from Zirkzee, who has incidentally looked lively. And he hits it with that
What's
top of the
with
foot.
that?
With a dip. That is an absolutely brilliant save, darling. You know the one with the top of the foot, bang up it comes, you see him hit the free kick.
It's the Ronaldo,
yeah.
Louis isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, great save by Ramsdale. Corner for Manchester United. 90 seconds of normal time to play. Over Bird's head, headed away though by Newcastle. We think there's going to be 5 added minutes. Mama McCarthy regains the possession. That's a poor pass though by Valencia.
That's a slack pass, isn't it? That is a slack pass. Tell you, this is worth another look. Hits it, dips, it's flying in, flying in. And what a strong hand it is.
It's Bruno Fernandes. It's good work by the substitute, Osula. He's there running forward. Maguire's going to get across. He's kept it in play. And he's kept his balance. Osula hits the shot!
Oh! Yes! Is this the first defeat under Michael Carrick? Osula! That's a goal.
What a sensational goal by Will Osula! A brilliantly struck shot beyond Senna Levinson. Has that won it for the 10 men of Newcastle? Brilliant goal!
Oh my goodness. I know, and selfishly, do you know what made it better? We're right behind it. We are absolutely right behind it. He throws in a little step over, and all day he's going to hit it with his left foot with a bit of curl. What a pass this is. That's a great pass. He's only got one thing to think about here. A wee step over, comes inside, and he just bends it right round Harry Maguire. Maguire comes out. Goalie's unsighted from Maguire. What a goal. This is the angle. That touch there, bend, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful goal.
Well, it's his 4th goal of the season. It might well turn out to be a winning goal for the team with 10 men, and it's simply brilliant. Look at Eddie Howe.
No wonder. No wonder.
Unbelievable.
Inside of the cup final all those years ago, where he sets up the defender and bends it round.
I'm just wondering, and I might be being extremely
Now
harsh
they
here,
can try and do the outside
keeper
Manchester.
dived in, maybe made a better effort. I know he's unsighted from Maguire. Listen, that's a conversation for another time. The finish was beautiful.
Well, the
Brilliant.
last time he scored in the Premier League, it was famously against Liverpool here, all the way back in August. The last time he scored was in a League Cup match just after that. But he might just have given the 10 men of Newcastle 3 points against Manchester United with an absolutely outstanding goal.
I'll tell you what, Dan, regardless of what happens from now, Eddie Howe can be absolutely delighted with the second half performance for his 10 men.
I'm going to drop this on you. Who's the player of the match?
You know something? I think Joe Lynch's been outstanding, particularly in the first half. There he is again. That's not his best pass of the evening, but I'm going to go for Dan Burn. I think Dan Burn has been absolutely fantastic. He really has. I don't think he's put a foot wrong.
Do you know what? I thought the pass from Trippier might just have gone in the knot because he's been outstanding defensively too.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I really wouldn't.
So Dan Burn, that's what we're settling on. Honourable mentions for Joel Linton and Trippier.
Correct.
And a very honourable mention for Will Osula. What a moment that is. And in this place, it was lift-off, wasn't it, when the ball hit the back of the net. Spectacular.
And like I said, what a view we had of Dan. They're right behind it all the way.
Minute and a half.
What a missed opportunity.
Saved their unbeaten season. Unbeaten season. Unbeaten record under Carrick.
Drives it straight at Trippier, and that's going to be a goal kick. I can't believe he didn't give the credit for that.
Kieran, you're just 90 seconds too late, mate.
Well, this could be Michael Carrick's first defeat as the Manchester United manager. 10 games over 2 spells, 8 wins and 2 draws before tonight. But unless they can find a goal in the next couple of minutes, that record's going to go. And all of a sudden, the likes of Aston Villa, who have lost this week, and Liverpool, who have lost this week, they're going to feel better about themselves.
And City dropped a couple of points as well.
Absolutely. Listen to this place. They've had them. the upper hand in this fixture though, Newcastle, against Manchester United. And it may well continue tonight, but it's been in very difficult circumstances. I must say, Ali, the way they've gone about it in the second half, without Jacob Ramsey, has been a credit to them.
Brilliant. I mentioned the workload in the three lads in the middle of the park, Tonali, Joe Linton. They've been absolutely terrific. And obviously they've handled the sending off really, really well.
Maguire's up there as a centre forward. Wins his header. Murphy, who never stops running, was on the scene.
And incidentally, Willock's been terrific as well since he's come onto the pitch.
It just makes those two saves that Ramsdale made from Euro and Xerxes that much more important now. Maguire's pass, Matt's layoff. Here's Bruno Fernandes. And now Dallo. Dallo's cross, Maguire. They're going to get the free kick. Maguire's foul. Was it Trippier again drawing the foul, Coisty? I'm going to try and find two trophies.
You know something? You want to make it a joint award, I don't think. Can we have a joint award this evening? I think he's been out. I'm not arguing with you.
I think he's been asked that as well. I've seen him a few times tonight. Not quite as excited as that. Enjoying that. It's what football does to you.
Look at that.
It's what football does to you. Euro's header, over time, all about Peter Banks, who played a long time extra in the first
Last
half.
chance to lead. Final ball for Dice, he's lost it. Got it back. Don't want to lose it in the back.
Opportunity for them to snap something. Mateus Cunha. Šeško hasn't had a sniff all night, really. Bruno Fernandes. Dallo. Away by Trippier. A raucous atmosphere inside St James's Park. And the referee just wanted to concentrate him high. I felt him blow the full-time whistle.
Oh, bless. Kieran Trippier's last 3 minutes has put me under some pressure, hasn't it?
I did try to tell you.
He's been brilliant.
Can't
Captain's
win a
role,
ball.
that is no doubt.
Still can get Champions League. They're not losing to Chelsea.
So they're going to take off Tonali here. And they're soon on Sven Botman.
They don't lose. It's helped.
What's safe for us to just following through on the discussion about who's done well tonight. He's done nothing wrong either, Sancho Tonali, hasn't he?
No, I know. You're right. What I would suggest, I think the better players in the pitch are certainly in black and white this evening.
I must say, I've been disappointed by what I've seen from Manchester United, certainly since they've been up against it.
Yeah, second half they've not done enough. Like Fernandes in flashes has been some good deliveries, some good crosses into the box, some good play, but I think, particularly against 10 men, you'd have been looking for a better level of performance.
So Bruno Fernandes has it, Botman's on, lifted into the Newcastle box, away by Byrne. This is going to end this one of 3 straight home defeats and avoid a fourth, which would have been the first time they'd ever run that long here since October of 2018. Michael Carrick about to taste defeat as the Manchester United manager. He's got a face like thunder on it as well.
No, he's
fascinated to hear what he says.
Well, they won't be happy with the second half performance, of course. It's been pedestrian, I think. That's the word I would use to describe it, pedestrian.
Sets them up nicely for Manchester City on Saturday and then Barcelona next week, doesn't it? I think there might be a few celebrations around the big market tonight. I'm not sure whether Lindsay's going to get home or not.
I'm going to tell you something. Generally speaking, win, lose or draw, there normally is.
We're still playing, by the way. Crowd are going mad. Maguire. Full time.
They've done it. Carrick taste defeat. Carrick takes the feet in the northeast. 10 men as well. Newcastle had 10 men for the whole second half. They're still done it.
There was a flurry of activity at the end of the first half. Jacob Ramsey sent off for simulation, second yellow. Fernandez fouling goal and he converted the penalty. His ninth of the season, perfect record.